Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Here we are on the ground, and what you can hear is quite a busy Manchester airport. Now I've just noticed that the title has not updated for some reason. I created for the first time today a restream event for 7 PM, and I assumed that when we went live it would have everything updated for me. But apparently that's not the case, so I don't know how you're supposed to activate those events. So what I'm just going to do here is go to my restream. How do we do this? Yeah, that's not what I want. Where's titles? Alright. Oh, restream is such a faff, honestly. Great, but how do we I'll tell you what, we'll do it through OBS. Stream information. Great. Alright. Enjoy the sounds of the aircraft for now. All around us. And yeah, don't care about that. Okay, let me just type this again. So Pmdg 737 ngxu. I was Jet 2.
Luca Gamer 2005.
Manchester.
Hello, Captain.
Hello, Luca. Manchester to Malaga. Right, title's updated, so that will, I hope, update the title from saying that we're picking up local football fans, because that is not indeed what we're doing, but I will change the title once the video uploads if we continue to have issues with it. Restream made a bit of a mess of that one, didn't they? Okay, so as you can hear, we're currently on the tower view, and we are sat at Manchester. Let's have a look at some of the aircraft that we got around us. This is using Traffic Global. Easy status, sleeping aircraft, Airbus A320, distance 600, easy status, sleeping aircraft, Airbus A319, distance 1199, from easy status, sleeping, easy 1863, status, pushing back turn, aircraft, Airbus A319, distance 1982, from EDCC to so we got an easy pushing back over there, an aircraft taxiing, and the Ryanair over there. I do like with Traffic Global how you can see here your AI aircraft that are around you and where they're headed. That is a nice feature. And obviously that's through TFM, so great programming on their part. Right. So there is the cockpit of our 737 for Jet 2. Let me just go and check on the audio levels and just see that this is manageable for us. Yeah, it's not going to change the title, guys, unfortunately, so not much I can do about that, but the audio seems fine. I think it's changed it on Twitch, but it hasn't changed it on YouTube. So a YouTube API problem, or limitation there, I would imagine, but we'll roll with it. I'll change it once it's uploaded and archived. Right, so we're taking the 2-hour 30-minute flight down to Malaga today. Flight plan is already done and exported. And we are going to be, as you can see here, EXS5 X-Ray Charlie. So that's Jet2, which is a holiday airline in the UK. And we're going to have the call sign of Chanex, which is what their call sign is. Cruising initially 34,000 feet. And we're taking 26,000 pounds of fuel, etc. So let's not waste any time and get moving. First thing I'm going to do is fire up Pro ATC and go and get our clearance. Where's MVDA? Just going to whack you up a little bit. Right, so we're going to go and get some IFR clearances, get our SID and all that good stuff that we should be on before we start programming the FMC. So, flight plan, need to go to import from file. We want this PC, documents, flight sim documents, and EGNX to LEMG to sunny Malaga. It's not too bad here in the UK, all things considered anyway, but... Right. Let's go round here. Just check this. So yeah, it's got the cruise altitude set correctly. And so aircraft wise, we are a 737-800. I don't know why these aren't in any kind of order. 800, where are you? Finding everything but the one that we want. There it is. Save. And we were going to be 5 X-Ray Charlie, call sign Jet2. You have to Jet2. Yes, jet2.com is the airline. Okay. And I'm also just going to take, looks like, what's our alternate? Lima Echo Golf Romeo. So we want to prefer ILS approaches. And save our flight plan. And we will fly now. And for some reason, Pro ATC has selected the wrong flight plan. So that's fine, we're just going to have to kill it and restart it. Thought we were at the bottom of the list there. Yeah, great job. Alright, get out of here. Did we get rid of it? Yes, we did. Because, as you saw, it locked up and just kept going, okay button. It gets into a cycle of never-ending dialogues and you can't even click OK on them. So that's because it thought we were, for whatever reason, it had selected the wrong flight plan. So it was trying to tell me that we weren't at the right airport, which we are. So. I'll put it back on. Oh, there's no aircraft around. They've all taken off. Let's say I'll put it back on tower view so we can... Oh, there are some aircraft. I'll leave it on tower view so you can hear what's going on around the airport whilst we do this. Right, Pro ADC. Flight plan, here you are. Oh no, actually, it's my bad. I imported the wrong plan, I think. I imported an East Midlands plan. That's confusing. Do we have a Manchester plan? Or what? Maybe we don't. Hold on guys, we might have to go and make this again. I thought it was great that we already had a plan, but it looks like this is an East Mids one that we did last time. That's fine. We will quickly go and fix that. EXS5, X-ray Charlie, doesn't really matter. EGCC, LEMG, airframe. Excuse me while we just do this pretty quickly. We want it in pounds, and we want probably, let's just go 60 minutes reserve, generate the plan, should be very similar. Right. Where is... Oh, I actually missed it. Hold on. Right. Let's just go and export this again. Yeah, that should be fine. Does that go to Pmdg? Oh yeah, here we go. Do you want to override them? Yeah, I thought I already had these files. That's kind of strange. That anyway. That's fine. Right. Let's just make sure we have it. Maybe we had two. This PC. Yes, that's the one we want. For sure. Right. We don't care about any of this. Yes, we want to prefer ILS. 330. Is that what Simbri's given us now? FL330, yes. That's fine. So we've just dropped by 1,000 feet, apparently. All of that. Oh, it's, yeah. 5 X-ray Charlie, but all the rest of it should remain the same. So we'll save this. Now we should be able to go fly now. Now we've fixed the flight plan. There we go. Right, we're now on clearance. So we're going to go... there's a lot of aircraft taking off, isn't there? Go Notepad and get our clearance.
Delivery XS5XC with the ATC for request clearance.
So vectors to ASMIM, initial is FL100. 2573.
Runway 23 right to ASMIM. Amendments filed. Climb into flight level 100. Expect flight level 330 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 124.25. Squawk 5743. QNH 1008. EXS5XC.
Contact ground on 121.72.
Roger. 121.72. EXS5XC.
Right, ignore that. Go over the ground. Well, there's another aircraft taking off. Yeah, you're just getting a bit of default ATC in there. Right, let's go back into the cockpit then. So, okay, we have no SID for this flight for whatever reason. We're going to just get vectored out to the first waypoint, which is ASMIM. And, okay, I don't know why it's not letting me set that. Maybe we have to configure it. I was just going to try and be clever and set the initial altitude early. Okay. First thing then is to get that connected, that on. We will request the catering. And we will request the boarding. If it will let me do that. Yeah, what about boarding?
GSX activate ground services, activate ground services 1. Request boarding 2. Catering vehicles are on their way 3. Request 3 4. Request boarding 5. Prepare for push back.
Oh yeah, request boarding.
Passengers 131.
Sure, 131 will do. Oh. Okay, FSFO was listening to me there, so I'll bring the flaps back in. I'm not sure what it was doing. It thought we wanted to extend the flaps, which is a little bit strange. But nevertheless. So we will now go to the doors page and open you.
Good afternoon, Captain.
And yeah, he's going to start his flow. We'll do that. Open these. Don't need the air stairs. Open the cargo. 743. Yeah, we did that wrong. I guess that's fine. The doors are all open. Back to the main menu, and we're just waiting for him now to set our IRS position, which is the inertial reference system to tell the aircraft where we're parked up at, and then we can get programming the FMC.
SP3DD4 new updated. Decoded textual weather for EGCC1. 288 knots visibility. 10 plus SM. 9,999 plus M. Clouds. None reported temperature. 23.0 C dew point. 14.0 C precipitation. None reported altimeter. 1,008 millibars. 29.77 inches. IRS aligned.
You can program the CDU now.
Right, good. Program CDU. So FMC. You can see here you've got all your data. It's 737-800 with the split scimitar winglets. 26,000 pounds of thrust rated on the engines. Nav data is RX cycle 2107, 2107, which is all fine. So we can go to the next page. Enter our reference airport, EGCC. And of course, hitting control brought the first officer from his very short walk around, so that is unfortunate, but currently nowhere to change that. Right, so we're going to be EGCC to LEMG, and the file should be just those two airports.
IT
So
for blind.
we will see.
What is the name of game?
No, we didn't have. This simulator is called Prepper 3D. IT. Yeah, I didn't put the flight plan in the right folder. There it is. So we will move you, paste, admin permissions, go away. Just make sure that's been cleared. Retype that in and get. Why are you still not liking that? Is it TFM? It's probably TFM holding something. EGCC LEMG. Oh, shush, GSX, what do you want? That should be fine. Yes, there we go. That's accepted it now. Execute. Wow, this FMC is a lot faster after the TFM's made some changes in the last 24 hours. Oh, I hate you, GSX. Why do you do this all the time? Like, such a buggy bit of software. Right, GSX crew are now boarded. So why do you want us to close the doors? We don't need the doors closed. Okay, doors. Well, okay, baggage is now loading. What doors does it want us to close? The left entry forward, I think it said, or is it going to be okay now? That one. And that one, I think it said. Okay, maybe that'll shut it up. Yeah, we're trying, buddy. Yeah, it's closed. There we go. Passengers are boarding. I can hear them. Turn that up a little bit so we can actually hear them boarding. Okay, I think we're good now. I can guess those are the catering exits that it was trying to get that on board, or maybe the doors where the crew were getting on board, and it wanted them closed. But I really wish it would just wait till the aircraft is fully boarded and then do that. and then we just close them all in one go. Anyway,
Like 2 like 1 plus FMC plus ACT radar.
right, so we activated the route, didn't we? There's not going to be any SID because it's going to be radar vectors to ASMIM.
Refresh, clear, edit, send button. Send button, edit, blank, clear, refresh, edit, read only line.
IT for blind.
So we can do the init
Please
ref
give download
page.
link of game.
Go into Google and search for Lockheed Martin Prepar 3D, like this looks. So Lockheed Martin Prepar 3D download. Purchase and downloads page, Prepar 3D. On prepar3d.com. Tell you what. I'll copy that link for you, and send it. There you go. It's in chat. Should be. Yep, there you go. That's where you download it. Be aware though, this has a lot of add-ons. This is not just one game like anything you've probably used before. The aircraft that I'm flying is an add-on. The ATC is an add-on. The passengers are an add-on. The weather is an add-on. The sound pack is an add-on. Everything is an add-on. Just for the game, Prepar 3D, or the simulator, you get basically nothing. Right, we were cruising at 330. What else do we need? Oh, we didn't do our zero fuel weight, did we? I'm all out of order on this because I usually go and do our departure and arrival first, but we can't. Let's just do our fuel. So what does Simbrief say? That I had it all written down in Notepad, and then that flight plan change threw me off. Right. Yeah, 2 hours airtime. Okay, so pretty much 26,100.
IT for blind. Thanks.
26100. Yeah, no problem. IT for blind. You only need the academic license, by the way. Don't get the professional. It costs way too much, and it makes no difference. Right, paste that in there, or whatever. Yep, that's fine. Return. And our zero fuel weight is 130.5. Yep, perfect. Okay, and now we can go back to what we were doing on the init page. So, zero fuel weight can go in. What are our reserves?
Donations are not necessary, but if you would like to support the stream in any way, visit https://www.paypal.me/vipalots.
So, to get there, we need 14,100. So, considering we're taking 26.1, I'm just probably, well, let's just round it out and say about 10.0 as our reserves. It's really not going to make any difference. Cost index will go like 10. They're pretty low cost, so I don't know exactly what they would use, but yep, perfect. And yeah, we will execute this. N1 limit, we can just do TO1 and climb 1. It's not a particularly short runway. Flaps can just be 5. Enter our CG, so then we end up with oh, hello. Why are you not calculating? That's interesting. I know why. Because, yeah. Okay. So ASMIM is the first waypoint, but you actually need to put the runway in. I'm forgetting that. So, We were going to be just runway 23 right. That's all we need. Rest of it is not relevant because yeah, because we're going to be pretty much straight out to Asmim. So yeah. Index takeoff. That's better. So 145, 146, 152. We will accept those into the FMC and we will bug our speed to 152. We will bug our altitude. That already had it in from before. We're definitely not going to 1 billion. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That's interesting. Hitting enter in that is not reading it from. Okay, we are on 10,000. TFM just didn't read it the first time we did it. Interesting. Runway heading, we'll just say something like 230. It's a little bit off, but so be it. And other than that, we should be good to go. Do we have any step climbs? Yeah, we do. Riles. So, where's Riles? There. So I think we can just do 350S, can't we?
CDU message displayed. Invalid entry.
No, what do we do then? Slash FL350S.
CDU message displayed. Invalid entry.
No. Slash 350S. Thought you could do step climbs in this, but apparently. Well, you can. Maybe I'm typing it wrong. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not even going to worry about it. We'll just fix it ourselves when we get to Riles. Yeah, back to page 1. Other than that, we shouldn't need SimBrief. Pro ATC will give us our arrival, so we're just going to throw that away for now. Did we miss anything else? I don't think we did. Get rid of that one. That's just had our clearance in. That was the junk flight plan. Get rid of that. Right. We are about ready, guys, to get moving. Just as soon as we've boarded, so I'm not too sure where we are with boarding. It sounds like they're closing some of the stuff up, but they're doing the baggage now. Now, when we push, we will push nose straight. Well, we'll go straight back because we're actually on runway heading, pretty much facing the right direction now.
GSX 23/131 passengers boarded. GSX 24/131 passengers boarded. GSX baggage loading progress 17%. S. GSX 25/131 passengers boarded. GSX 26/131 passengers boarded. GSX 27/131 passengers boarded. GSX 28/131 passengers boarded. GSX 29/131 passengers boarded. GSX 30/131 passengers boarded. GSX 31/131 passengers boarded. GSX 32/131 passengers boarded.
Alright, 32 passengers boarded. I'm just going to turn speech off because we don't need to keep hearing that. Whilst we're doing this, we may as well go go and import our briefing for Flight Simulator First Officer Pro. Yeah, so we're already flaps 5. Yes, we're derated. You can keep that on. Yeah, so we're on. I'm going to be off 23 right. I don't know what our arrival is going to be as of yet, so I can't give it that info. I don't know why. Pause for a sec there. Yeah, that's all fine. I'll just close that out now, because we will deal with the rest of that briefing once we are airborne. Right, passengers are coming along nicely. We're almost done here, so I'm going to get this to pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen. Tested. Navigation, transfer, display switches. Normal and auto. Window heat. On. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments. Heading set. Altitude set. Parking brake.
We always forget that.
Control switches. Cut off.
Parking brake isn't on because of the panel state. It loaded in, we loaded in the long turnaround state, and for whatever reason the parking brake isn't set in that state. I don't know why you would be on a stand without a parking brake set, but we'll roll with it. How are the winds looking now? Oops. No. Okay, they're only at 7, we'll be fine. Right, looks like that is all done. What are you doing then, GSX, I think? Yeah, you want us to start closing up all the doors, don't you? So, back to the menu, over to FS Actions, doors, we will close. And I'm just going to leave it for a second because FSFO is beginning its flow to fire up the APU. Which I'll let you hear from the outside. As all the vehicles drive away. As you can hear, nice smattering of traffic around here. There's another EasyJet just arrived. APU's still firing up. Almost there. There it goes. Alright, we're going to switch over the ground from ground power to APU power. There goes ground power. And fuel pumps coming on. As you can see, we are all set up now, ready to go for pushback and engine start. There goes beacon as well. I'm going to make sure all our doors are closed. Not to mention our cargo. You can go as well, and other than that, we should be good. So I'll just throw us back to the legs page. I will call GSX push and start. I will request push and start from ATC. We will do the before start checklist.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door. Ground easy. Closed and locked. Fuel 26096. Pound. Checked. Passenger sign. On MCD. B2152. Heading 230. Altitude 10000. Takeoff speed. B1145. BR 146. B2152. Set. CDU pre-flight. Completed. Rudder and aileron trim. Free in 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing. Completed. Anti-collision lights. On. Checklist complete.
We will probably just leave it to go direct to ASMIM. If we was on BATSIM and we've been given vectors, we would need to do a heading select and make sure we were on the runway heading, but since we're just with Pro ATC, we will probably just let it go direct to ASMIM and see what Pro ATC decides to do. Right, straight pushback will do just fine.
Bypass pin is inserted. Ready to push. Apron now clear. Release parking brake.
Parking brake
Go.
Engine clear. Start
All clear for engine start.
No smoking sign off.
Start engines.
Starting engine
No
2.
smoking sign on.
Right, let's move.
Number 2 star engaged.
Ground Air Wing 90340.
Number generator active.
Clear the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Eurowing 90340. Taxi via Victor Golf to Gate Golf 1.
By Victor Golf to Gate Golf.
Number 2 ignition
1 Air Wing 90340. Engine 2 cut out. Starting engine 1.
Number 2 starting off. GSX in position. Please set parking brakes.
Complete. Set parking brakes and confirm.
Alright, parking brake is
Parking brake on.
set,
GSX tapping. Run. We have a good engine start. Even disconnect.
and engine 1 is just coming.
Number 1 star engaged. Number 1 generator active. Number 1 ignition 1. GSX unlocking
Unlocking the gear.
GSX tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Is in clear. Bypass pin has been removed.
Engine 1 cut out.
Alright,
All
there's,
engines stable.
yeah, there's engine 1. So we have 2 good
Active
engines.
turn off. Bus light on. Engine generator off. Bus light on.
We'll switch to engine power,
Completely on.
and
Left tack auto. Right tack auto.
packs can come back online. There you go.
Apple bleed off. Number 1 starting off. GSX left is clear. Right is clear. Apple generator off. Bus light off. Engine generator off. Bus light off.
And APU is going to shut down momentarily.
CDU message displayed. Tie on above 10 degrees.
Taxi on.
The GSX is just disappearing.
GSX have a good trip.
There you go, the flaps.
S.
You can hear those extending.
183 taxi via
CDU message
Victor
group.
Golf to Gate Golf 1.
Via Victor Golf, 2 Gate Golf 61 Easy 1A39er.
Right.
Left 5. No smoking sign off.
Taxi checklist.
Taxi
No
checklist.
smoking sign on.
Generators. On. Pro-heat. On. Anti-ice. Set. Isolation valve. Auto. Engine start switches. Continuous. Recall. Checked. Auto brakes. RTO. Flight controls.
Right, flight control checks, so we'll head over to the joystick and we're going to go
Full left.
full left on the stick.
Full right. Full back. Full forward.
And the rudders,
Rudder full left. Rudder full right.
all
Checked.
checks.
Ground equipment. Cleared. Checklist complete.
And we will use Pro ADC to request a taxi.
Request taxi.
EXS5XC. Taxi via Lima, Kilo, Hotel, Juliet, Sierra. Runway 23, right.
Via Lima, Kilo, Hotel, Juliet, Sierra. Runway 23, right. EXS5X.
To turn Pro ATC up a little bit for the departure. Now, of course, we cannot do that, so we will go to the world menu and we will go to the positions and 23 right, and we will just give it 30 seconds to a minute for P3D to load us on the runway.
Lockheed Martin registered prepper registered before. Pause. Sound off. Subheading dialog window. Unpause. Sound on. Pause. Sound off. Lockheed Martin registered prepper registered before. Unpause. Sound on. Channel 5 XC. Contact tower 118.62.
XC. Contact tower on 118.62.
Lockheed Martin registered prepper registered before. Not responding.
EXS5XC.
On 118.62.
Right, ignore that. P3D just did an auto-save, a good time to do an auto-save, I guess.
Tower,
We will...
EXS5XC. Holding short, runway 23, right.
5XC. Come on, Pro ATC. You need to give the phonetics here.
Lining up, runway 23, right.
And of course,
EXS5XC.
we've got the same voice for the controller as the pilot, but nevertheless. Right, we'll center our flight controls, runway guidance on, attitude mode, trim off. Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps. Set. Stabilization trim.
Trim is not set, and we're not
Set.
going to
Checklist
set it
complete.
either.
Landing on.
Right, we are all set. We have not received takeoff clearance, and we probably won't receive it because Pro ATC wants us to pull forward to the runway start bar, wherever, and we cannot really do that. I mean, we could just go straight ahead, but whatever. So we're just going to take off, and Pro ATC will be fine. So parking brake released, 40% is stable, and
Right FD master on.
toga.
Thrust set.
22 knots. 36 knots.
Speed alive.
49 knots. 63 knots. 76 knots.
80 knots.
Checks.
88 knots. 101 knots. 112 knots. 124 knots. 135 knots.
B1 rotate.
B1 rotating.
B2.
There we go. Slowly does it.
Nick Cantos.
165 knots.
Off
Hi,
we
Declan.
go. Off we go.
What's up?
Hey Nick,
Right,
you
gear
joined
up.
us at the right time.
Landing
We
gear up.
are just manually flying at Pmdg out of Manchester, England.
You left left one.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, we'll try and keep it on the runway
VNAV,
heading.
LNAV, autopilot, VNAV on, Command A on, LNAV on.
There we go. Turn that off, and the autopilot's in control, passing 1,000 feet, passing a little bit of turbulence there, climbing up 4,700 feet a minute. That's certainly interesting, isn't it? We can go flap 1. We can contact
Flap 2.
departure.
Flaps 1.
C. Turn left. Heading 210.
U1 has left that. Heading select.
Left turn to heading 2.
LNAV off. Heading select on.
Let's use TFM's heading box.
Maintain heading.
Okay, we will maintain the heading of 295, that's fine. And we will go... yeah. Just let the speed rise a little bit. Yeah, we can go flap up now. And we can go after takeoff checklist.
Flaps up.
Hello? After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist.
There we go, it's better.
Engine bleeds.
Climb power is
On
obviously
pack.
set, you can tell the
Auto.
power came back.
Landing gear.
Landing gear
Up
is
and off.
up
Flaps.
and
Up.
locked.
No lights. Checklist complete.
And we are good.
Nick Cantos. Are you looking forward to the flight simulator tomorrow? Josh said that it has accessibility settings.
It does sort of, Nick. It has, hold on. Right. So we will just put L nav back on.
Heading select off.
Yeah, we will discuss the new flight simulator update. Absolutely. There we go. Now we're climbing nicely. Definitely a bit of a turbulent departure, but not too bad at all. I'm not too sure why it tried to give us that left turn initially, when it was pretty clear we needed to head to the right, but it corrected itself, so let's see if it gives us a further altitude to climb to shortly as we approach 10,000. Yes, there you go. I wish there's a couple of things there that I wish TFM would do. First one is remove what you've already got in there when you type. But interestingly, it did actually allow me to enter that box even when I was in the sim window, which it sometimes doesn't. So, right, we're up to 220. Yes, Nick. So the new simulator has, well, not the new sim. It's not really a new sim anymore. It's been out for a year. It has some initial work that they've been doing on accessibility. So it will have some narration.
Donations are not necessary, but if you would like to support the stream in any way, visit https://www.paypal.me/vipalots.
It will have some narration based on the cursor system.
Flight?
Yes, it is passenger flight, Nick. It will have some cursor narration based on cursor navigation, so we suspect there will need to be some mouse moving or maybe some OCR involved, and the system is reported to be a little bit buggy, but it is certainly a step forward that we will have some menus reading with narration in
Passing 10,000 feet.
in kind of a tandem, I guess, with the Xbox version releasing tomorrow as well. There we go. Landing lights are off, seatbelt signs are off, and we are through 10,000 feet. So yeah, I'm not expecting big things from it really right now. It doesn't have anywhere near the level of depth of simulation that, for example, you are seeing right now in P3D with the Pmdg aircraft that we now have access to for these IFR flights,
Nick
but
Cantos.
for general aviation and VFR.
You are saying that it wouldn't be a good idea to pay for it.
With general aviation and VFR, it will be an interesting simulator to try out. I would say, Nick, just wait and see. Wait and see what people say about it when it's tried out. Wait and see how the narration turns out to be. Whether a lot of mouse movement is needed. And also whether they've improved the AI system. So there is an AI co-pilot in the sim where you can set up a flight plan and give it control. However, it's had some issues recently where it's been landing people off runways or just randomly turning off. So I would wait and see. The good thing about it is it is on Game Pass. So if it turns out to be even moderately okay, then I would certainly recommend grabbing it on Game Pass to try out. Because I mean, over here, Game Pass for me is going to be £1 British. So for £1 British this month, I can get the sim and try it out tomorrow or later this week. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I wouldn't say it's going to beat what we currently have right now. P3D is still the sim of choice because it has screen reader support right out of the box. And, you know, we have these complex aircraft like the Pmdg here. You know, we have access to those. So right now, it's It's still very much an up-and-coming simulator. That's not to say in a few years it won't be on the same level, though. It is very possible.
Wow. Game Pass is like $10 where I live.
Yeah, I was surprised as well, Nick. Ooh, there's some turbulence. Wow. Can hear that. Getting tossed around a bit. Yeah, Nick, I was surprised. It's like 80% off where I was. Oh, I also forgot to do the transition level. So we're going to be 180 on that transition level. Don't worry, I'll fix that for our arrival. Oof, there's turbulence. Wow. Calm down. Jeez. Don't worry about that. It's the simulator doing an autosave.
80,000 feet.
Transition altitude.
Altimeter 1013. 29.92 inches up.
Checked.
All these pro ATC flights, you get a bit complacent with setting up the FMC. No worries, it's fine. They should give us a further altitude. There we go.
Nick Cantos. We tired using FSX on our computer, but it didn't work.
There we go. Oh, we are getting smashed around badly. You tried using it on your... Yeah, what, you mean it was too heavy on the computer, or you just couldn't figure out how to use it? I mean, the good thing about 2020 that it does have going for it is that you just need a lot less add-ons if you want to do a flight. You know, if you're like a casual simmer who is not going to be simulating, you know, these IFR passenger flights in massive detail, it's great because, you know, it has live weather, it has traffic already in the simulator, it has some ATC. You know, the default little prop aircraft have some pretty nice sounds, so it's all in one package for that kind of thing. So if it does work okay, then it will be nice, and I hope that a couple of people who are not in the community will try it out and maybe get into it. You know, even if it's not like what we're doing here with this Pmdg airliner, because I mean this thing is complex. Not everyone wants to do this kind of thing. It really is complex, but MSFS is kind of a bit more of a game, I'd say. Still, why this is this P3D simulation here is a simulator.
We couldn't fly the airplane.
You couldn't fly the airplane.
I wish you could skip tasks with Eurofly.
Yeah, oh wow, we are really getting smashed around here. Can you hear that rattling? I don't know. Wow. I don't usually get this in the Pmdg quite as much as this. Yeah, you need an add-on to fly it, Nick. If you're doing it totally on your own, you would need like FS Tramp or FSX Pilot. But that's where this new sim will be useful. I mean, like I say, it does have an AI function, an AI co-pilot. So you can create a flight plan and then just hit the co-pilot switch and pretty much have it fly it for you. Which is, you know, which at the end of the day, some people will kind of sneer down at that and be like, oh yeah, why would you want to do that? I mean, some people, like I say, don't want this kind of simulation like we're doing here. So, for some people, you know, just having the co-pilot fly you to places is more than enough to enjoy the simulation. So, I don't blame the people using the AI at all.
Nick Cantos.
You know, we kind of need it.
Autopilot is a real thing.
In what, Nick? What's autopilot? In FS 2020, yeah, it has autopilot. And these planes have autopilot, yeah. Pretty much every plane has an autopilot, unless it's a really basic general aviation aircraft. Some form of autopilot, anyway. I mean, obviously the airliners can automate so much more than a basic general aviation aircraft, which, you know, you might just be able to input an altitude and a heading for the autopilot to follow, or something like that. But the AI in FS 2020 no matter the aircraft, it should be able to follow a flight plan for you. It should be able to follow a flight plan. Well, looks like we're finally through the worst of that turbulence. That was very interesting.
S.
Easy 1924, expedite climb to flight level 260.
Expediting climb to flight level 260.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with the new sim tomorrow and over the next week or so, and it's definitely something that they've said they're going to be actively working on, hopefully. At least that's what they've said to a member of our community, and hopefully giving us some snapshots into what they're doing. So even if it's not perfect now, it may it should get better.
Cantos.
So we'll see.
I wonder how I can get the Category 3 aircraft with you though, Fly. I don't want to do all the tasks, but I want the good aircrafts.
You would have to get a profile, Nick, from someone who's already got them. If you put out an email on the Eurofly list, someone will be able to give you one, I'm sure. Or just send out a couple of emails to people who play Eurofly. I would give you one, but I removed Eurofly and I no longer have it, so I don't think I have my profile. But that's what we used to do back in the day. Me and a couple of friends would just share a profile and keep sending each other the file, as we did more and more tasks, and pasting it in so that we could skip tasks.
7672, maintain present altitude. Maintain present altitude, 7672.
Nightbed. Donations are not necessary, but if you would like to support the stream in any way, visit https://www.paypal.me/vipalots. Carlos Rodrio. Hello, how are you? Can we expect a flight with the B777 on your channel soon? Your teachings are valuable.
Carlos, welcome to the stream. How's your week going, and how did your simulation adventures go? Did you manage to get anything figured out with your strange TFM FMC problems? Can we expect a 777 flight? Maybe. I was thinking of doing a 747 flight.
I love the mods. They are great, but I still want to have the good airplanes. I love the Boeing planes.
Yeah, Carlos, we might do another 777 flight. I've just got to find one that's not too long. Actually, we might stream. There's an event going on at the weekend for TFM's birthday, where we're doing some flights for BVI Virtual, our virtual airline, to celebrate TFM's birthday. So I might do a 777 on those flights. But yeah, it's just difficult with these bigger aircraft to find flights that aren't like 10 hours long or something like that. Nicula, yeah, yeah, I would just get a profile, Nick, if you want to skip the tasks. And I mean, I couldn't blame you. Some of the tasks are really stupid. I guess they have to make it challenging in some way, but it's very irritating when you have these things like, oh, avoid flying through X, Y, or Z country. That's not really very realistic. I mean, I know Eurofly isn't very realistic, but obviously some countries you might avoid flying over for political reasons or security reasons, but sometimes it would be like, oh, don't fly over the UK, or do not fly over Italy, or something, and there's no real reason. It's very silly. So I think you could probably get a hold of a profile.
Nick Cantos. Nice. I love the powerful sounding aircrafts also. How do you get onto the email list?
It's a groups.io list, Nick. So it's the usual. You have to send an email to subscribe at whatever it's called.
32,000 feet.
en dash n dash kiss off. Hold on. Here's the home page for groups.io. Yeah, you want to send an email, Nick, to go, where's restream gone? There you are. You want to send an email to that, a blank email to that, Nick, which will subscribe you. I think I since I'm a moderator, I can probably approve you right now when you send an email. And then, yeah, just post on there and ask if anyone can send your profile privately. Probably is the best thing to do. I mean, some people might not like that and say it's cheating, but I don't think anyone will. There's been a lot of profiles shared on that list, and there doesn't seem to be much moderation on the list either. I pretty much ignore the list now.
How do you spell Keysoft /?
It's KISSOFT, but just copy that one that I sent. Just copy that email and send a blank email to that address in the chat. Yeah, I pretty much just ignore the list now. I don't do anything with Eurofly, so
Sending the flight level 300, easy 1989.
You know.
Easy 1924, maintain present altitude. Maintain present altitude, easy 1924.
S. A. S.
Right, so we're now level at 330.76 is going to be our cruise speed, because we are on a low cost index, so we only have a 430 knot ground speed. So we have quite a way to go. About an hour and 50 minutes probably till we begin descent. So yeah, we will just relax here.
Next waypoint, turn off, distance 3 nautical miles, bearing 185 degrees 28 seconds. Next waypoint, ITJON, distance 15 nautical miles, bearing 187 degrees 2 minutes 8 seconds.
Easy 1924, maintain present altitude. Maintain present altitude, easy 1924.
Next waypoint, Lamet, distance 13 nautical miles, bearing 187 degrees 1 minutes 48 seconds. Nash Wales, United Kingdom, 2.7 nautical miles, 29 degrees, Bristol Channel.
Easy 1924. 24, maintain present altitude. Maintain present altitude, easy 1924.
Nick Cantos. Thanks Declan.
Next waypoint, IPZOL, distance 47 nautical miles, bearing 198 degrees 3 minutes, 49 seconds.
Yeah, that's alright, Nick. That should work. I don't know if you sent the email. Yes, I see it. New subscriber, you've already joined. Okay, you're in. So, so yeah, you should be fine to post on now.
313 with you, but flight level 350.
313 identified. Easy 6651, climb and maintain, flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340, easy 6651.
Nick Cantos. The task that I'm stuck on is where I have to fly a small Cessna plane without flying over like 2 countries. It's insane, but I am glad I can now gain assistance with this stuff.
Yeah, I think if you ask the list for a solution to the problem, then they will be able to help you. A lot of them have specific routings that they take. You know, they'll tell you, okay, you need to fly over this country and that country. Because there's a hotkey, right, I think you can hit to choose all the countries you're going to fly over. You can set them as navigation points. They'll give you usually a list and say fly over this country and that country. So you might even be able to complete the tasks with their assistance if you would like. But like I say, I don't really do anything with UFI anymore, so I don't really know. They should be able to help you out.
Next waypoint, Crossing, distance 15 nautical miles, bearing 199 degrees 2 minutes, 7 seconds. mile inland, United Kingdom, 0.1 nautical miles, 334 degrees. Mach 0.76. 420 knots ground speed.
Nick Cantos. All I know is that you were the first YouTuber I know of who got me into flying airplanes, even if the way I fly is not realistic in almost every way.
S.
Yeah, it was good times, Nick. Eurofly. The Eurofly days of the channel, right? Boot up the game, choose your plane, choose your airport. Let's go. Those are the times. We're rolling down the parking position, reversing backwards with the engines on under our own steam, taking off from runway A1, you know, storm on the dispatch, good old SK737. Yeah, those were the days.
Next waypoint, Pmdg, distance 22 nautical miles, Barry.
I thought it was the best thing ever. And so began the flight sim journey. From IYP, FSX, and FSX Pilot to Tramp, and now to Pmdg. Oh.
Marshall Fairbrother. Hi, I'm home. That took a lot longer than expected. We got it now. Mum and Dad are of course playing with it.
Okay, Marshall.
Nick Cantos. And now you are fueling like 3 engine jets and using complex math to do so.
Yeah, Nick. Incredible what we're doing now.
Marshall Fairbrother. The audio system needs a little equalization. I think available car dialed in too much mids.
Alright. Marshall's family just got a new car. But, yeah, I mean, everyone's got to start somewhere, right? That's what I said to everyone. Eurofly is, still has a place, you know? There's a lot of VI people who I think are interested in flight sim. It's really interesting because, like,
Carlos
sighted
Rodrio.
people, a lot of people just aren't
Thanks for
interested
your
in
response. I will be waiting for more content with Pmdg. I know it's not that easy to create content and learn to fly such complex planes.
Yeah,
Nick Cantos.
Carlos, we do our best.
How's Oxford
For
going
sure.
for you? Are you getting creamed?
No, we're relaxing in the summer, Nick. Oxford doesn't start till October. The first
Marshall Fairbrother. How is your flight going? I honestly wish this PC would run Pmdg.
Yeah, it's fine, Marshall. We're on the way to Malaga from Manchester.
Marshall
We're not
Fairbrother.
taking any football fans,
Loved
like
the
the title
experience
says.
the other week.
Yeah, we're not doing that. The title is wrong. Yeah, I know. Pmdg is still the pinnacle. It amazes me, you know, how many people are focused on FS 2020 and haven't got all the Pmdg planes. I'm like, dude, do you know how far we've come to access this Pmdg? And, you know, we're still naffing about with 2020. I mean, 2020 is an up-and-coming sim, but in my opinion, yeah, Pmdg right now is where it's at. Pmdg is where it's at. It's incredible.
SB3DD4 new updated. Decoded textual weather for EGTV1. Variable at 10 knots. Variable wind direction from 243 visibility. 10 plus SM. 9,999 plus M. Plus
Oh,
2,500
shush.
temperature. 24.0 C degree. 15.0 C precipitation.
Shut up, shut up, shut up. Thank you. So, weather report.
Nick Cantos. That's probably because only high-level simmers know about and can properly use Pmdg.
Yeah, Nick, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I forget, what was I saying? Something about, yeah, it's amazing how many VI people are interested in flight simulation, in a way, because the cider community is really small, but a lot of VI people, I guess maybe because we just don't have as many cool games and stuff as the cider community do, a lot of people are interested in flight simulation, but, I mean, you just say, hey, here's Pmdg, let's go. Like, that's throwing someone into the deep end. If you really want to start them out of the shallows, then Eurofly, you know, for a couple of weeks, couple of months is not a bad place to start. If you know absolutely nothing about aviation, nothing about airplanes, you know, you got to start somewhere. So, yeah.
S. S. A. S.
Marshall Fairbrother.
Back in the cockpit.
I also need to figure out where the speakers are when I do the EQ setup. Seems all the bass was coming from behind me.
Oh, okay, Marshall. Maybe they are all behind you. Who knows? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat and bump up the cost index. Now we're at cruise. Let's also do, so transition altitude can be 6,000.
I'll just need a $40,000 computer that can run a crazy amount of programs with add-ons.
And cost index, let's change it to like 35 or just something like that. Let's speed ourselves up a little bit here. Yeah, execute, go. No, you don't need that kind of money, Nick, but you do need quite a bit, I will say that. I mean, for about $3,000 we're getting that 16% RAM, 10% CPU with, you know, high res graphics, streaming, all these add-ons, yada yada yada. But I mean, you don't need it that good. Yeah. But
Nick Cantos. I'd want to at least get myself a flight stick.
You want to get yourself a, yeah. Yeah, you need it for this kind of plane. When you arrived and we were just taking off, that's what I was doing. I was flying it manually with the stick. So, but I mean, you don't have to break the bank for a stick. You can get Thrustmaster joysticks, they're called. Yeah, that is an actual thing. It is a brand, Thrustmaster. I didn't just make that up. Lol, I don't know who chose that name. You can get them for, you know, like $100 or something like that. You can get it for even less. All depends how far you want to go with it. Some people have a stick and a rudder, and you know, some people have a yoke for the Boeing aircraft. So you can go pretty far with it. For sure. Are we on the right frequency, by the way? Let's see. Here we are. I just haven't heard any ATC. I was kind of curious. And there's a guy just ahead of us, an EasyJet, Easy 1924, but that's all I see. So.
SS. Next waypoint, Euro, distance, 27 nautical miles, bearing, 183 degrees 3 minutes, 40 seconds.
Nick Cantos. I do agree with you that 6 people love flight simulation because it's probably one of the coolest things we have that is now accessible. It's not like we can play Call of Duty without major practice. Marshall Fairbrother. I've got one H30 until we land into KJFK Indiana this 747D.
124.72 EXS5XC.
Nice, Marshall.
124.72.
Oh, we need to contact these guys.
One.
Hello.
Lockheed Martin registered, Pepper registered before. 1.
Oh. Can we get in contact with them, please? Oh, there we go.
Channel 5XC, contact radar 124.72.
Rest EXS5XC at flight level 330.
Yep, we're on.
5XC, contact radar 124.72.
Sierra 5 X-ray Charlie. Contact center on 124.72.
124.72.
We're on Brest radar now.
Channel 5XC,
So
proceed on course.
5XC identified.
we're probably in French airspace.
5XC, total, closing, 36.4 miles, 109 degrees, English channel, absolute unit, active, stop,
Oh no, okay, we're just going over the English channel now.
Nick
Lockheed Martin
Cantos.
registered, registered before.
Oops, I meant visually impaired, not Roman numeral 6.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Nightbed.
I did have to think about it for a
Donations
minute
are
though.
not necessary, but if you would like to support the stream in any way, visit https://www.paypal.me/vipalots.
But yeah, I think it's probably just a lack of other games
Breast control, center, Ryanair 917.
in the community because
Flight level 300.
Ryanair
like it is interesting
917
that
identified.
so many people
300.
are interested in this.
Flight level 300. Ryanair 9177.
I mean, of course, there's varying levels of interest. Some people are just like, yeah, it's cool and move on. Some people are actually really want to get into it. So, but you know. Did that,
Mach 0.78.
yeah, okay, that cost index change
449
did
knots ground
speed us up a little bit. We're now nearly at 450 knots on the ground speed. So let's have a look. What's our arrival going to be according to ATC?
Nick Cantos. I think that flight simulation and the Forza driving games are the coolest.
And then go. Expected approach is going to be Volt 2 Kilo. ILS Zulu runway 13 by the Amigo transition. Okay then. Yeah, we can do that. So departures and arrivals.
3, L2 QBDM31, line 4, L2 ZL12, line 5, rounds 2 QILS Z12. Line 2, JRZ1 JILS Z13, line 2, JRZ1 JILS
ILS
Z13.
Zulu 1 3.
L2 Q1 slash operator, G2, L2 Q1 G1, BLN2 QLS operator G2, trans 3, rounds 2 Q and go. Trans 3, rounds 2 Q, line 4, JRZ1 K Tulsu, line 3, rounds 2 Q and go.
Yes, via
3,
Amigo.
rounds 2 Q less trans 2, L2 Q1 slash L2 Q. Space B, O, L, K, L, O, B, trans 3, rounds 2, line 4, JRZ1 K, line 5, and ESD2 Q.
And via
3,
the
line 4, SEL2K, line 5, VIM2 Q. Line 3, line 2, L2K. Line 1, line 2, L2K.
Volt 2 Kilo arrival, wasn't it? Yep.
Trans 3, west operator
Uh, perfect. So we will execute that. Yeah, Nick. I'm sure we've said this before, but I'd love to see some kind of F1 sim or truck sim, but you know.
3, 3.780 slash FL 330. 1, 2, R.7, 101, 10.78, 102, 103, 104, PLNT 8.7, 105, 100.78. 3, 102, index 101, 9.77, 102,
Were we supposed to have step climb?
3, 102, type 1.77, 100, 3, 1.7, 102, type 101, SNL 1.79, 102, 103, 104, 1.77, 105, 9.77 slash FL.
I think we
103, 102, 102, 101, 102, 102, 190 before, 1.77, 105, slash FL 330.
So we will do a step climb in a second. I'm just going to check out this arrival.
179 slash 1000 at 101, 1.77 slash FL 330. 102, 103, 104, 250 slash 6000 day. 184, 250 slash 6000 day.
It's fine.
240 slash 6000 day.
Yeah.
3, CF13 236 102 148 2.2 1 148 1 number 240 5000 day 102 312 240 5000 day 103 CF13 236 5000 day 104 513 190 4200 103 CF13 236 5000 day refresh
Marshall Fair brother.
5 0
Yet I would honestly love it if the modding community could do an add-on for the standard game for PC. Could open up a lot of doors if they do that, but it would have to be on PC. Nick Cantos.
Change that to 5,000.
Forza is the closest to Formula 1 we'll get. Marshall Fair brother. And if they did it correctly, we wouldn't hit the walls as much.
On the actual F1, yeah, Marshall, I don't think that's ever going to happen, but it would be great. What's thoughts are on Nick? Console? Let's go to the cruise page, double check. Oh yeah, we can go all the way up to 370 if we want to. Shall we do, yeah, let's do flight level 370, shall we? Since we can. And yeah, we'll reset the altitude then.
It's an Xbox game.
Xbox, yeah. There we go. And then we'll hit Alt Intervene and we will climb. We'll go to Pro ATC.
Marshall Fair brother. Never tried that on the latest boxes. The last time I played it was on an XBOX 360, which I've since sold.
Alright, we're climbing. Yeah, Pro ATC. Other requests. No, that wasn't what I wanted. How do I... Other requests. No. How do we close out of this? Does that do it hitting 9? Other requests? No. It does not. Okay, great. I'm trying to... No, I didn't say go to that. There we go. Request altitude.
Nick Cantos. I have the Xbox One X. I wish I had the Series X.
No, I don't want flight plan information. We just had it there. Yeah. No. Oh my god, Pro ATC, the menu structure. Request altitude. And it goes to flight plan information. Right. No. Less. Okay, 0. Can we just close? Is that okay? Right, let's start again. Other requests. And yep. And no, it goes to that again. Okay. Well. Okay, that wasn't what I asked for. No, I wanted 370, but nevertheless, maybe we can request it. Oh, shut up, Lily. I don't know if it's TFM or Pro ADC the way it's reading. I'm pretty sure it's just Pro ADC's menu structure being rubbish. Other requests, again. Request altitude, here we go. 3. There we go, we did it. Woo! Trying to tell ATC that we're climbing to 370. Okay. Still climbing 900 feet a minute or so. Nice and slow. It's on Xbox, then yeah. Well, you'd also be able to get FS 2020 on Xbox. Although I would recommend getting it on PC because you won't be able to get a lot of the add-ons and stuff in Xbox because you know, they're just not supported.
Nick Cantos. The menu structure may be trash, but I love the voices.
Yeah, true. I just wish there were more of them. There's about 5 or 6 or something. But it's not that bad, to be fair. the good thing about this ATC program is that it does follow real world procedures with SIDS and stars and things, whereas a lot of them just try and botch it and basically just vector you all over the place instead of giving you a SID or a star. I mean, nothing beats VATSIM, of course, and I love VATSIM, but sometimes you don't want to go on VATSIM, and other times there's no ATC. Like this flight, there was no ATC at Malaga airport, so I don't think I've shown off this ATC add-on on the channel yet, so that's why I decided we would do it today. I did a GA flight earlier, Marshall, with the Beach King Air, and downloaded FSX Pilot to see how it was doing. And we went up to Nottingham, did a touch and go, came back over to East Mids. It landed at East Mids okay, but it did its usual spinning round on the runway thing. By the time it came to a stop, we must have been, you know, crossed loads of taxiways. We basically touched down and went like way off to the left. So yeah, FSX Pilot is at least for P3D is not a whole lot better. Right, there we go, level at 37,000. There's our new cruise altitude. Should save us quite a bit of fuel since the aircraft said we could make it up here. What's our current fuel flow? So total fuel flow is pretty much 4,700 pounds per hour. And let's see, how much fuel are we going to have? So we should arrive with 12.0, so just more than our reserves. So that's perfect. That all checks out to me.
Nick Cantos. 37,000 feet? Pretty high. I'm glad I can't see, I'd be afraid of heights.
Yeah, Nick, shall we open the door? Not that you could do that in the real thing, but hey, we're in a simulator, we can hit a hotkey and the door will pop open. I wonder if you get any warnings in the Pmdg if you open the door. I'm sure you would. You'd depressurize or something would happen, but no, we're not gonna do it. Oh wow.
Marshall Fairbrother. I'll not do the EQ setup tonight because if I'm gonna do it I'll need to do it in idealistic conditions without people getting in and out. Marshall Fairbrother. Just because the speakers are in the doors. Nick Cantos. You'd kill all your passengers. It's actually happened where a pilot killed himself during a flight along with his passengers because he broke up with his girlfriend.
France, 1.5 nautical miles, 215 degrees.
Breath, center control, easy 1924, passing flight level 350 for flight level 380. 1924. level 380, climbing to flight level 380, easy 1924.
Marshall Fairbrother. I'd run into phase issues if people kept getting in and out of the vehicle while I was adjusting settings. No damage would be done, but I'd then have to come back to it later.
Next waypoint, Takeoff, distance 14 nautical miles, bearing 103 degrees 1 minute, 42 seconds.
Anton Sviridenko. Hi.
SAS 46908, maintain present test.
Alright, now I'm back. Anton, hey, welcome to the stream. Nick, a pilot broke up with his girlfriend and killed all his passengers. I mean, yeah, okay. It certainly happened in commercial aviation, you know, that's why they have all the pilots checked out for mental health now, right? Because, you know, nosediving the plane into the ground due to personal issues has certainly happened. Yeah. Uh-oh, we're getting a traffic alert. And here, ATC telling another plane that there's traffic at 370, it's a 737. Yeah, I think that's us. Who is it? Who are we, Oh, it's this Scandinavian. 4698. He's below us. Well, that Easy's doing. He's followed us all the way. Yeah.
Nick Cantos. You'd be surprised at the history of stuff that I know. I look up a lot of messed up stuff along with some fun lost media stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, aviation is littered with very strange,
Marshall Fairbrother.
strange things.
The radio was playing Lana though, so I wasn't listening to the overprocessed and auto-tuned music they have played before.
The aviation industry in particular had very few checks and regulations, obviously, back in the 70s, 80s. I mean, the kind of things that would happen, you know. I've seen it where water's been loaded instead of fuel by mistake. It's things with cockpit crew resource management, where, you know, like the FO or the first officer's seen something really obvious but has been afraid to point it out because they're, you know, more clearly more scared of the consequences of getting it wrong and being reprimanded by the captain instead of pointing out, you know, like a fatal problem. There's been all sorts gone off.
629090, maintain present altitude.
Maintain present altitude, easy 6290.
Easy 629090. Yeah, it's not. I don't think an easy pilot, easy jet pilot would sound like that.
Nick Cantos.
There go the center pumps off.
For example, there was a lost British dub of a kids show called The Backyardigans, and also a lost but now found rarely used theme of Reading Rainbow from 1999.
Okay.
Marshall Fairbrother. They loaded water instead of fuel. GA units.
Yeah, Marshall. Yes, they did load water instead of fuel. That was actually a thing. Well,
Anton
I mean, it wasn't supposed to happen, obviously,
Attention
and
passengers.
it was a
Beware of
one-time thing.
terrorists. Thank you.
Beware of terrorists. you remember that Twitch streamer Marshall who I think he got a strike because he keys up on the PA system of his virtual aircraft and just goes,
S.
"Could passenger Abdul please remove the vest?"
S.
And he got a strike.
Marshall Fairbrother. Yes, I remember that was stupid.
Yeah.
Lockheed Martin registered, reading registered before, not responding.
Oh, shut up, it is responding, it's fine.
Marshall Fairbrother. Idiot. Nick Cantos.
Yeah.
LOL, the Twith staff is just stupid. It's funny.
Oh god, Twitch is a right mess nowadays. It's pretty much anything goes on there. I mean, you can find all sorts of shit on there. Hot tub streamers, you know, like all kinds of things. It's no longer just gaming. Ridiculous.
S. Right bracket. U. 486 knots round speed.
Why is it reading on my keys?
Lockheed Martin registered.
There we go.
486 knots round speed. Wind 298, 79 knots. Rest at 0 knots.
Oh, we have a nice
Heading 191.
tailwind of about 70 knots or so. That's why we're nearly, what's
486 knots round speed.
yeah, 486 knots ground speed.
Distance to descent. 490/0, 1021.
Right, about 1 hour 20 to descent, roughly. Might even be a bit less than that. It's only 400 miles or so.
Nick Cantos. My brother likes cooking streams. That's pretty cool. I like cooking channels because of the sounds of cooking, for example, a YouTuber named Sam the Cooking Guy.
Yeah, sure, Nick.
Marshall Fairbrother.
That makes sense. I mean,
I'm V Pilots BTW if you want to come up.
you're on BVI Pilots, okay. Yeah, I you know, real life streams, Nick, are pretty cool, I guess. There's all sorts on Twitch that it is cool. There's just a bit of a shadier side to it, but yeah, cooking streams, like out and about streams, you know, especially if the cooking streamer is, or video is descriptive. It's pretty nice.
Nick Cantos. I follow this other flight streamer by the name of Blackbox711. Marshall Fairbrother. I wasn't expecting them to play Lana, though they were playing rap when I went in and auto-tuned to Thea Death type stuff, then they switched to power down mode.
Rubbish. They should get the rap out of there. I know who Blackbox711 is, Nick, yeah. He's a pretty cool streamer. He's German, isn't he? And I think a real world pilot as well. Yeah, I've seen his stuff. Wonder what the hell that was then. I realised my Sonos was still playing music. Just hear like a whining noise in the background or something. I was like, what?
Anton Sviridenko. Warning. Children left unattended will be sold to the circus.
Yes. Absolutely. The Spanish circus, mi amigos, will be taking a delivery of several small infants if they're not removed from the aircraft. Yeah, I've never found a way to play music properly on the stream. I don't, you know, it causes YouTube to copyright it. People don't really want to hear the music a lot of the time because it's not the music
what was
they
it
like.
playing? Was Ellie Goulding hitting the extreme high notes?
I think it was, yeah, Marshall. But I wish OBS would give you the choice to check which applications you want to come through and which ones you don't.
Donations are not necessary, but if you would like to support the stream in any way, visit https://www.paypal.me/vipalots.
You know, Nightbot's got about 3 or 4 messages that are programmed into it. I think one's about my Twitter, one's about that, one's about I think maybe the Eurofly mods or the BVI Pilots website, and it always puts that one out. Always. It's trying to get us some fat stacks or something here. Oh yeah, by the way guys, the new BVI Pilots website is up, so if ever you need a contact, well, I mean, you know how to contact me at blindflysimmer44@gmail.com or Twitter if you have it, but if you ever want to contact someone, you know, or find some resources related to the Pmdg and you are actually flying it, BVIpilots.net is now the new website. It's on Doku Wiki. It's got a lot of cool stuff you can see here. It's got the links to BVI Virtual, our own virtual airline, freeware aircraft, link to the podcast. You can go here to contact us and it'll pop out a form, which is pretty cool. So yeah, go jump on there, go get an account, and if you need to, I should say, if you are flying. Oh, look at that! The Sim's trying to catch up with us. Do you look at that? If you use Pmdg or whatever. Wow, that was kind of cool. I closed out of the sim to do that and came back in, and I guess the view had to like catch up. Hold on. I wonder how a flyby would sound. Let's get a flyby. Oh, that sounds shit. That sounds really, really tame. Sounds like a little hairdryer. That sounds okay. Yeah. I guess maybe that's the cabin view. That's a nice view with the plane like noise in the background. Yeah. Wonder if we can do that again. Let's go to the desktop for a minute. My desktop with 51 items on it.
Marshall Fairbrother. Yet I don't like much rap, mainly Eminem is my limit. He did some good albums till 2013 or so, then it kind of went downhill after Shady 15 came out in terms of what Dad would let me listen to.
Alright, you know more than me. Don't listen to rap. Never have, and I never will. It's not my thing. Oh, look at that. Oh, it goes crazy. Catching up with the view. That's pretty awesome. I'd say you do a flyby then. minimize the sim and come back to it. Ah.
Notre Dame D1 Scalar, France, 91.8 nautical miles, 48 degrees, Bay Biscay. Lockheed Martin registered predator, 3D registered V4, not responding. S.
Marshall Fairbrother. But yet only reason I say that is because he uses all the auto-tune and things as effects, not because he actually needs them.
Right bracket. U, 492 knots round speed. Next waypoint, distance, 32 nautical miles, bearing, 185 degrees 3 minutes, 52 seconds.
Passing flight level 290 for flight level 340. 3113 identified. Climb to flight level 340. Climbing to flight level 340. 3113.
So yeah, if this 2020 thing works out to be any good, I might do a little stream later on this week, flying some general aviation in 2020. But I'm waiting for people to see. It's only £1 for Xbox Game Pass, like I say. But if it turns out that, you know, like the narration is really buggy and kind of rubbish, then I probably won't even bother and just say, yeah, screw it. We'll wait for them to improve. Because I'm not going to be fixing to use OCR through the whole sim. I mean, that's just annoying. So, no, we'll wait and see, I think, and see what happens tomorrow and Wednesday. And if it goes well, I will definitely do a stream Thursday or Friday, download the sim, and maybe do, you know, like a little GA tour or something in around the UK. Because for the jets, it's just not even worth it.
S.
Yeah, so for all those who are here, of course, yep, it's TFM's birthday event this weekend, so if you use TFM, might be a good time to drop Andy and Jason a bit of a donation or something like that.
Malaga, Cantabria, Spain, 106.7 nautical miles, 173 degrees, Bay Biscay.
If you enjoy using it, that is, of course.
Anton Sviridenko. Ronaldinho is on the plane.
How did he get on here? Oh, your messages. It's so random.
Master Jake 00.
Hilarious.
Guess who decided to drop by?
Master Jake. Welcome back. Nice to see you. It's been a while to see you. Well, we're not in person, but to see you in the stream. Not that I've streamed a lot, but hey man, how's it going?
Master Jake 00. Over a year, I think.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Exactly. Pretty cool to see you back around in the stream. Right. How long do we have to go? No. Oh god damn it.
Master
Alright.
Jake 00.
375.
Twitch started sending me emails again. So I was cleaning out my inbox and saw you were live. Decided to come say hello.
Oh, that's a coincidence. Yeah. Twitch emails.
Nightbird. Donations are not necessary, but if you would like to support the stream in any way, visit https://www.paypal.me/vipalots.
Yeah, I think we have
Marshall Fairbrother. I got that goal sound you wanted ready in its own audio file. I'll start the MIM project with Ross tomorrow and see what I can cook up.
Alright, Marshall.
Marshall Fairbrother. Nightbot, calm down, you get.
I know, like I said earlier, Marshall, Nightbot has around 4 messages a day programmed for it to keep putting in if there's enough messages in the chat to warrant it. And it just posts that one again and again and again. Yeah guys, I think we might have a bit of a TFM bug or something, or something's holding down a key, because look, we always hear right bracket and when you're checking your stuff, it's really annoying. Desktop, simulator, and we're fine. Oops. Yeah, look, it doesn't do it now. I don't know what it's doing. So, that's fine. Let's check how much fuel we're estimated to arrive with now then. So, progress page.
Master Jake 00. So how does the Pmdg stuff work, then?
Why is it not going to progress page? Oh, that's a big question. Oh, there we go. Yep, so we're still going to arrive at 12.2, so 12,200 pounds of fuel, so we'll be fine. So basically, TFM gives you the CDU, or the FMC, and the panels, and then another program, Flight Simulator First Officer Pro, which is basically like multi-crew but a little bit better, is a co-pilot which supports the Pmdg and will help you out by doing specific flows.
Marshall Fairbrother. You have to have a ton of patience and be ready to scream.
So, for example, as you're setting up the FMC and the pre-flight, certain triggers, so when you close the door, he will go through the pre-flight checklist and then begin the pre-flight flow. So, you know, preparing the panels, you know, making sure the APU's fired up, switching it from ground power to APU, some of the basic things he does. And yeah, then the FMC is all done in TFM. It's basically like a well, it's like a key. Well, obviously, well, how can I describe it? It's just columns of text basically, going down the left and right side, and each column will have a bit of info or a bit of info you need to enter into the scratch pad. So you have these 6 lines going all the way down, which is just how it's presented in the real thing. Like on the legs page here. It's probably, I don't know, if you want me to turn the speech down, you have to let me know. But so it's showing here 187 degrees. This is right at the top of the page. That's on the left, and then 6.8 nautical miles to this first waypoint. Then we have the next line, line 1. D-log, which I guess is the name of the waypoint. Then on the right column you have 0.786, which is the Mach you're going to be at according to the aircraft's calculations, slash FL370, which is our cruise altitude. This is just for the legs page, which is where you see all your current waypoints.
Lucky mark S.
Back to cockpit view.
S.
Where the hell's cockpit view gone? There we go.
.500 knots ground speed.
Hey, we pushed through 500 knots.
Contact Madrid 132.907.
132.907. EXS5XC.
5XC.
Madrid
Great phraseology.
At flight level 370.
Proceed on course.
5XC. Roger. Continue aft.
Continue on navigation. EXS5XC.
Master Jake 00. That's pretty awesome. So you don't need tramp at all with the Pmdg?
That's right, you don't need it. With the Pmdg 73, 74 or triple. And it's so much better without it. I mean, aside from the fact that, you know, well, it flies the SIDS and stars way better. All your restrictions are met properly. There's none of this descending way too early or anything. And your power is obviously determined by your takeoff calculations. Which takeoff setting you choose, which selected temperature you use, and then it will go to climb power.
Brother. Yeah, you have to be ready to scream at it, especially when you get 80% of it set up before the sim crashes, and it took me nearly an hour to do it with help.
Yeah, it's tough. But yeah, it'll obviously manage the power really well, and it can do auto lands on the ILS for you, which are way better than landing with tramp. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff in it.
543. Maintain present altitude.
Maintain present altitude. Airport signal.
Master Jake 00. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real breakthrough for the community to get hold of this, to be honest, because the technology was all there. The Pmdg's obviously been around for a while. The offsets have been around for a while. Just took Andy and Jason on TFM to link it all up, and now, you know, the FMC, despite the fact that it runs on a Motorola processor, which is quite concerning that these planes are flying you through the sky on a little Diddy Motorola processor. Yeah, it's incredible what you can do with it. Just things like, you know, oceanics on VATSIM now being able to give the correct times that you will cross waypoints or things like that, because the FMC just gives it to you. Well, speaking of that, I forgot to do the wind uplink, so we're gonna go route data, request the winds,
Master Jake 00.
and do our uplink.
The FMC is pretty accurate too. It's amazing. And fuel is actually accurate.
Yep.
Marshall Fairbrother. How I didn't scream when it screwed up, I don't know. I was
burning
close.
5,000
Probably
pounds of
because
fuel.
I didn't want it to sound like we were having a massive argument because it died.
Load. So, what this is doing is sending the flight plan to active sky and pulling down the winds to help its estimations of fuel and time. So that's our cruise winds. Then we have to go to the descent page. Descent winds forecast, and request these winds for the descent, which will help VNAV guide the plane down more accurately.
Lux Air 3769er, with you at flight level 350. Lux Air 3769er, roger.
CPU message displayed.
And see how long it takes. There we go, forecast uplink ready. Simulating the
CPU message cleared.
real life uplink.
CPU message displayed.
Execute that. Perfect. Okay. Let's go back to our progress page and see what it thinks
Marshall
about fuel
Fairbrother.
now.
Going to go get something to eat and a drink.
Alright, Marshall. So it reckons we should be arriving at 2108 Zulu with 12.4 fuel, so 12,400 pounds.
Marshall Fairbrother. Before we land.
Yeah, Marshall, that makes sense. I'm actually going to restart FS real time here. There we go. Because it, I refuse to pay for this. But anyway, connect. Start auto update. Don't worry, the sim will come back. There we go. It's just changing the time.
Management, easy 1964, with you passing flight level 350, flight level 300,
Yeah, so 2109 Zulu is when it estimates we will arrive. So pretty much 10 past 10 UK time. So, exactly an hour, pretty much, we should arrive.
Maintain present altitude. Maintain present altitude. 5355. Ryanair 1035. Maintain present altitude. Present altitude. Ryanair 1035. Speedbird 2663. Maintain present altitude.
Maintain present altitude. Speedbird 2663.
Easy 7655. Maintain present altitude. Maintain present altitude. Easy.
Don't even ask what Pro ADC is doing.
512. Expedite climb to flight level.
Know why it's telling everyone to maintain present altitude.
2512. Iberia 8962. Climb to flight level 300.
Climb to flight level 300. Iberia 8962.
Iberia 443. Climb to flight level 270. Climbing to flight level 270. Iberia 443. Lufthansa 1166. Climb to flight level 250. Climbing to flight level 250. Lufthansa 1166. 6203. Climb to flight level 340.
Climb to flight level 340. 6203.
126.
Oh shush, where did all this traffic come from?
Flight level 330. Climb and maintain flight level 330. 1260. 3035. Climb to flight level 250. Climbing to flight level 250. 3035. UPS 7400. Expedite climb to flight level 260.
We'll hurry up to flight level 260. UPS 7400.
6607. Climb and maintain flight level.
Right, while that's doing its thing, I'm going to go to the briefing of First Officer Pro and just tell it where we're landing. So, we will of course be, flap 30 will be more than fine. Runway 13, we will be on the ILS Zulu approach. And Yep, 10,400 feet runway. 109.5 is going to be our frequency.
Maintain present altitude. Maintain present altitude. Easy 7655. Maintain present altitude.
Maintain present altitude. Ryanair 519.
Let's just mute Pro ATC for now. I just can't deal with that. Shut up, please. Let's check that we're still going to be on the same arrival with Pro ATC. Yep, so the Volp 2 Kilo, ILS Zulu 13, transition Amigo. Yeah, everything should be set. We will go and find out our exact approach speeds, but we will find those out a little bit close to descent because they may well change. Since we're going to burn off a little bit of fuel. Whoops, there we go. Okay.
Next waypoint, radius, distance, 25 nautical miles, bearing, 180
Master Jake 00. Is this an exterior view?
No, this is cockpit view. Can't really hear much now because we're at cruise.
S.
That's the exterior view. Well,
S.
that's one of the engines. I don't know what view that is.
Master Jake 00. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is actually a sound pack. It's the Immersive Audio sound pack. I'm still undecided if I'm going to keep it. Pmdg default sounds have some differences. I'm just
Master
kind of
Jake
trying
00.
this one out.
I forget just how quiet engines actually are while in cruise. Since the Pmdg actually sounds realistic.
Oh yeah. It's really cool when you're climbing, you know, like, you know how when you climb, like, you hear the gradual increase in pitch of the engines and the gradual fade out. You definitely get that in the Pmdg, which is really nice. Instead of good old tramp, where you just get, you know, the rev up of the engines and then the wind just suddenly storming in there. Crazy.
Right bracket. M. Mach 0.79.
Stop with the keyboard, holding down the key.
Lockheed Martin. 495 knots ground speed.
Marshall Fairbrother. Back. Seems the EQ has just been done. I'll check it tomorrow, but seems Dad has done it.
Spain, 1.0 nautical miles, 93 degrees.
Ah, there you go, my Marshall. That's sorted.
Marshall Fairbrother. I won't go do it now, there's really no point.
Next waypoint, speed, distance, 35 nautical miles, bearing, 186 degrees 4 minutes, 16 seconds.
Oh, I just saw your message on the mailing list. The Eurofly mailing list, Nick. Let me approve it. There you go. Hey guys, look at this. Stefan Kiss. A meeting of Eurofly fans on Clubhouse.
Radio Castillo Level, Spain, 1.6 nautical miles, 132 degrees.
The author of Eurofly, Stefan Kiss, will be present to answer your questions
Master Jake
at our
00.
common meeting.
Wait.
Who's going to be there at Clubhouse on the 3rd of August? Not me, I'm sorry to say. Not me. I don't really know why I'm still on that mailing list, but it doesn't seem like they have any other people approving messages or anything, so... Certainly won't happen in October. When I go to uni, I won't have time, so I'll have to find someone else.
-3 feet per minute. S.
Turbulence?
S.
No, I think we're right.
Total fuel, 15,287.5 pounds, 2,282.0 gallons. Total fuel flow, 4,982.
Marshall Fairbrother. I won't be there either. We'll be preparing for the transition from Logic Pro 10.4 to 10.6.
With your new MacBook. Yeah, that's not far away now, is it? Till you get hold of that thing. Yeah. Eurofly Clubhouse. Got enough on with FS 2020, never mind Eurofly.
Master Jake 00. Speaking of, I heard that Windows 11 is apparently going to look like a Mac install.
Oh really? Yeah, I haven't heard much about it. Just someone complaining that MVDA says pain a lot, and a couple of people said it was alright from their testing so far.
Master Jake 00. It did that with Windows 10.
There's not much latency on Twitch, is there? That's pretty cool.
Next waypoint, not 2, distance, 34 nautical miles, bearing, 100
Master Jake 00. Yeah, there's basically no lag. I love it. Master Jake 00. It's a few seconds, but that's livable.
I bumped it up when I got this new PC.
Master Jake 00. It's not like 3 minutes like it is with some streamers.
Yeah.
Marshall Fairbrother. I just hope the interface isn't too different and I can have it ready for the drum recording we're doing on August 10th, but if not I might be slower than usual.
Yeah, couldn't really say, Marshall. But hopefully not. Never used Logic, so I would not know.
Lockheed Mark S.
Jesse up 123. Hi all. Master Jake 00.
Oh, Jesse.
So, what's the deal with Eurofly 3 anyway? Marshall Fairbrother.
Who knows,
PC
Jake?
World didn't have it on theirs since it isn't bundled, so I couldn't play with it.
Who
Master Jake
bloody
00.
knows?
Hey Jesse. Restream.io. Trophy, congratulations.
Yeah, we won a trophy.
You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Oh, how wonderful. Nice. Thanks for Restream. Yeah, I don't know about Eurofly 3. There's not been really any updates. I don't think he really knows how to do it. I haven't touched it in years, so... Pretty amazing if you think we come from Eurofly to Pmdg.
Jesse up 123. Yo Jake. Master Jake 00. Yeah, who would go back to Eurofly after this?
Lucky Martin registered, reading registered before, not responding.
Yes, it is. Shut up. Don't worry, guys, it's just autosave. When it autosaves, the sim does that. Those were the days. Reversing down the taxiway on Eurofly. Dun, 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 as you're going backwards. Under your own steam with the engines on. Taking off from runway A1.
Marshall Fairbrother. No matter what, it shouldn't be as bad as Pro Tools. Last time I used that thing it crashed about 50 times. Nightbed. Donations are not necessary, but if you would like to support the stream in any way, visit https://www.paypal.me/vipalots. Master Jake 00. Oh my god. When you had to back up out of the gates.
The parking position. There wasn't even any gates, there was just one parking. You know, you'd come to between 0 and 100. Then you'd stop. The brakes turn on, makes that noise. Then it goes, parking position.
Next waypoint, Ortis, distance 16 nautical miles, bearing 185 degrees 1 minute, 58 seconds.
Oh god. Jeez. SK737, descend to 100 and contact the tower 2 kilometers from the airport.
Roll to gate 3.
Roll to gate 3. Yeah, you didn't even start at a gate. Like hell knows where you started. You had to actually taxi the plane to the gate. Like, hello? Wait.
Master Jake 00. You started at 0.
You started at 0, wherever the hell
Master
that
Jake
was.
00.
Now to taxi to
In
the
parking
gate.
position.
The parking position, yeah. Like a gate isn't a parking position. Or a stand. Oh, it was great. It was so great. I should reinstall it just for the memes. Fly it one day. The only thing that was
Jesse
alright about it was the
123.
map.
LOL.
Right rack, D, distance to descent, 146/0, 0 hours, 17 minutes, and 39 seconds. S.
Master Jake 00. I used to drive to the gate and then point the plane toward the gate, and basically inch forward as far as I could without crashing, then bay-ord the passengers. Jesse up 123. Maybe Euro is dead.
Next waypoint, distance 17 nautical miles.
No,
185 degrees,
it's
6
not
seconds.
quite dead, Jesse. I got an email saying that there's going to be a clubhouse meeting on about Eurofly, where Stefan Kiss, well, it actually said that they're holding a quote common meeting, where the developer Stefan Kiss will be present to answer your questions. So,
Master Jake 00. And then I'd slowly back up away from the gate so I'd be pointing back toward the taxiway.
yeah.
Jesse up 123. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse.
Master Jake 00.
Oh no.
And then go like 60 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, there was that going 60 miles an hour. Yep. Or, you know, the good
Wind
old,
level 0.8 nautical
you
miles,
know,
343 degrees.
our airport is closed due to technical issues. Our airport is closed due to weather, like 2 kilometers out. So be like, whoop, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Circle away from the airport, come back in 2 kilometers, and then suddenly it's open again. Boom. Or like, oh look, it's a sunny day. Oh look, it's chucking it down. Oh look, it's snowing now. It's great. Oh wow. I actually thought it was okay at the time. I mean, I guess it has its place if you know absolutely nothing about aviation, but I mean, you may as well just get FSX and use FSX Pilot or something if you you know, just pay the $10 or whatever it is for the thing. At that point.
Next waypoint, PLD, distance 65 nautical miles, bearing 185 degrees 7 minutes, 55 seconds.
Master Jake 00. The weather was so bipolar. And it was the best we had at the time. Plus I could put it on a flash drive and play it on my work computer, which I did one summer.
I mean, hell yeah. At least it had no visuals, so, you know, anyone looks over your shoulder, you just, you know. Could even put on a flight, hide the window with WinWizard. Whatever. You couldn't. The great thing was though, unless you had a long stretch, you couldn't leave the PC.
Seriously, I got like 20 or 30 mission flights done that summer.
Nice.
Marshall Fairbrother. Yeah, hated Pro Tools, but it was running on another student's low-spec notebook that wasn't fit for producing music.
Yeah, you'd enter a new country and they'd be like, identify yourself, and then they'd be like, oh hey, you didn't identify yourself, we're shooting you down. Like, what the?
Master Jake 00. Oh yeah, that's right, they'd get like an F-16.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much, because flight plans weren't a thing.
FS real time, please register. Registering helps with developing future versions, and also removes this tag message.
No, I'm not registering.
Lockheed Martin registered, prepper 3D registered before. Window unlocked. Sound on. Lockheed Martin registered, prepper 3D registered before.
Please don't do that, simulator. You scare me when you do that. I think you're gonna crash. What are you doing? I think it was just an auto save. Or maybe it was FS real time, updating the time. All these add-ons, auto save, real time, whenever they do something, they like, the sim judders. It stops responding, or it pauses for a second. Ugh. Hi guys, I will be 2 minutes. I'm gonna go grab a drink before
Marshall
we
Fairbrother.
commence.
4 GB RAM,
Arrival.
100 GB storage maximum, crappy Intel i3, shite graphics card, shite audio drivers installed, equals crap.
Terrible.
Nick Cantos. I want to someday get myself a Blue Yeti microphone.
Lockheed Martin registered preferred, registered before, not responding.
Nick Cantos. I wish refueling an airplane was so easy, but it's not. I hope that Eurofly 2 has the fuel trucks. Marshall Fairbrother. Yeah, they can be used for all sorts, voice-over work, and you could even use one as a drum overhead if you needed to. Marshall Fairbrother. Eurofly 2 does not have fuel trucks.
FS real time, please register. Registering helps with developing future versions, and also removes this tag message.
Marshall Fairbrother. And at the rate Eurofly 3 is going, who knows?
Next waypoint, Falcon, distance, 15 nautical miles, bearing, 189 degrees 1 minutes, 51 seconds. Lockheed Martin 1 Pastel Lamanja, Spain, 2.6 nautical miles, 11 degrees. Next waypoint, Monto, distance, 35 nautical miles, bearing, 190 degrees 4 minutes, 13 seconds.
Alright. We're back. What did we miss? Where is my chat? Nick, you want to someday get yourself a blue Yeti? Yeah. Yeah, great mics. I got given a Samsung Go mic for uni the other day to record lectures by the company who has dealt with all the support, so that was interesting. I mean, they're not bad portable mics, I guess. Very cheap. I mean, that was the least of what they paid for. They paid for a hell of a lot of stuff. You hope that oh, you mean Eurofly 3 has the fuel trucks? Well, if he follows what I gave him a full list of stuff that GSX has and told him how he could implement, well, not how, but the logistics of implementing something like that. I don't know how he'd do it in the coding sense, but how it would all work, and I gave him sound files as well, so, but that was a couple of years back. I don't know what, yeah, I think, I don't know what's that, I don't know about Eurofly. Like I say, I'm not involved with Eurofly anymore. Gave it up long ago. Hopefully he brings it out. I mean, I might have a little gander at it if he does, for sure, but yeah.
You have entered the airspace of a new state.
Ugh.
Please identify yourself.
Yeah, right.
Please identify yourself. Okay, seriously, you gotta identify yourself. To hell with it. Shoot him down.
Yeah, just kill him. It doesn't matter. Kill him and all his 500 passengers.
Master Jake 00. Bye bye A380.
Yeah, Malaysian, whatever it was. Malaysian, to forget the flight number. All over again. That one that got shot down. Yeah, pew pew time. Let's get rid of him. Ridiculous. But I would be very interested to see how many people Eurofly's bought into aviation or bought into the simming community who started on Eurofly. And I'm pretty sure everyone here, like in the chat now, at some point started out with Eurofly. So, as much as we say, you know, we laugh at the inaccuracies, like, the numbers have got to be crazy. Yeah, you did, I certainly did, I know Jesse did, Nick plays it right now, pretty much everyone in all the BVI pilots groups, I mean, I'm sure, play, I mean, you know, so the numbers have got to be crazy. And that's, you know, that's worth something, I guess.
Master Jake 00. It was the best we had.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Especially when, you know, like, I mean, when IYP died, what did we really have? FSX pilot? Pfft, that was the best we could do.
Master
and,
Jake
you know,
00.
So that wasn't great.
And I was happy to have that over not having anything at all.
Yeah. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking the guy. I mean, he you know, he clearly doesn't know anything really about aviation, but, you know, he tried, he did something. It's better than, you know, I've seen so many people in the community spout off about stuff and, you know, oh, I remember there was a whole bunch of people who, you know, like, just VI people, typical, in a Skype group saying, oh, we're going to make our own flight simulator. You know, throwing around all these ideas. Of course, nothing came of it because there was the usual drama, the usual whiny, you know, blah blah blah, and none of them could actually code to save their life. So, you know, much as I knock him, at least the guy did something.
Marshall
So.
Fairbrother.
Right, where are we?
That was my thing till I put FSX on that last shite computer I had, and we used to laugh at how long it would take to load.
Oh,
when
hello.
we didn't know the graphics and crap were dialed into maximum.
Okay, we got back at the right time. Distance to to descent, top of drop is 12. So, don't worry,
Master
that's
Jake
normal.
00.
Just pausing at top of
I
descent.
don't think anyone appreciates the amount of coding, how much physics, etc. actually would go into
Approaching
making
top
a
of
real
descent.
flight sim.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very typical. Well, it's very easy to complain, and it's very typical that the people who think they can do better, but when they actually try, you know. I've seen it with even the PMDG, like people complaining about the sounds, you know, and stuff, saying, oh, these don't sound, you know, this particular sound isn't right. And I'm like, well, they recorded it from the real aircraft, but if you want to do better, get access to a real aircraft and record the sound and then come back to me, or get me a better sound, you know. So Eurofly is what it is. Right, we are approaching top of descent, so here's what we're going to go. Order requests. Are you going to let us initialize? Oh, I hate this menu structure. Trying to go to order requests. Yeah, here we go. No, that's not what I want. Order requests. No, okay, you're not going to let us do it right now, are you? Anyway, we're going to reset our MCP altitude for now. The intercept was about 5,000, well it was 5,000, so we'll set it to 5,000 just to give the VNAV the permission to descend whilst we mess around. Yeah, we're going down, look, here we go. Yeah. Did I, there we go. I actually muted Pro ADC anyway. Right, down we go. Let's see if we can get ATC to play ball here. Actually, we're not descending yet, but we are slowing down to the descent speed. What does it have us descending at? Oh, 280 knots, that's fine. There we go, that's better. It's got the descent. So 250. So we'll bug our MCP altitude to that. And we're just waiting. Yeah, we should be descending any moment now. Oh, I don't know what it's doing actually. I'm going to speed intervene here. And set speed to like 280. I'm not too sure why it's trying to slow down like 240 there, or 237 we're around, that's interesting. Yeah, don't do that.
SAS 6352 identified. Descent to flight level 260.
There we go, we're descending now. Get that nose down and we'll speed back up again. Not too sure what VNAV was doing that. There we go.
Flight level 330. Climb and maintain flight level 330. 2985.
Alright.
Climb and maintain flight level 310.
Climb and maintain flight level 310, 2608.
So we'll keep an eye on this vertical path. There we go, speed's gone back up to 280 now, we've got the nose down. That was a little bit concerning there. So we have 54 miles to run till this waypoint here. What's it saying?
Marshall Fairbrother. I'm just preparing to land the BVI 747D as well.
So we need to be at flight level 250. Yeah, okay, so we have a long way to go till then.
Master Jake 00. At least slowing down is realistic as well, not like the ridiculous speeding up of free aircraft.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right, descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Set. Recall. Checked. Auto brakes. Set.
Right, auto brakes are checked and set by FSFO. Pretty standard approach. Whether we'll
Landing
expect
data.
vectors, I'm not
Checked.
too sure.
Altimeters. Checked. Approach briefing. Completed.
But looks like a pretty straight in approach.
Checklist complete.
Right, so init ref page. So 30 degrees, speed will be 148 final approach.
Iberia 3865. Climb to flight level 220. Flight level 220. Iberia 3865. Ryanair 3523. Expedite climb to flight level 320. Expediting climb to flight level 320. Ryanair
190 degrees 42, 01011, Bolt 279 slash Lockheed Martin registered speed box line.
Right, I wonder if I just give it the speed control back, if it will be alright now. Because, yeah, I wanted it to slow down, but just not as much as it did.
285 knots indicated.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
285 knots indicated. Minus 1949 feet per minute. 49,000
Still
feet.
descending nicely.
28,934 feet ASL. AC 10. 190 degrees 34.7 nm. Channel 5 FC. Expect Bolt to KYA. Expect ILS 13 approach transition window. Descent to 170.
El Papa 2 Kilo Rebel. Expect ILS Zulu approach runway 13. Transition OMI Golf Oscar. Descent to flight level 170.
VUL Papa 2 Kilo. Expect ILS Zulu approach runway 13. Transition OMI Golf Oscar descending to flight level 170. EXS climb X.
Right, and we will bug.
Donations are not necessary, but if you would like to support the stream in any way, visit
We will give VNAV permission to descend to 170,000.
www.paypal.me/vipalots.
Yeah.
Marshall Fairbrother. We'll probably close the stream on mine when about to land just because of my system freaking out. If I don't see the landing, can you come up after?
Iberia 38.
Yeah, probably, Marshall.
Expedite climb to flight level 270.
Expedite climb to flight level 270. Iberia 3865.
So you can see a lot of these,
102, 103, under 250/6000
like this one has 6,000 A, which means 6,000 or above.
104/6000
6,000 or above. That's good, and VNAV will manage that really nicely. It will make sure that you are, you know, not going to level out at 6,000 inefficiently, but you will follow the restrictions. So it's really nice that you can just trust VNAV in this thing instead of having a battle with it. 5,000 or above. Page 2. CF13 is where we're going to probably get the localizer, so I've set that to be at 5,000. And then 4,200 here is the final waypoint where we should get the glide slope. 11 miles then to runway 13, and of course, as always, it has the missed approach in, so if we need to go around, all we need to do is hit Toga and it will follow the missed approach
Marshall Fairbrother.
to a hold.
BTWI knocked out Ghana last night in the football. 2-0 playing for England.
Ghana.
Marshall
Nice.
Fairbrother. The ref was being a git though and called time just as I kicked.
Climbing to flight level 170.
Lockheed Martin registered registered before. 24,301 feet ASL. AC 10
Center control.
102, 101, 109 degrees 14.71, 279/1000,
So this waypoint here is interesting because it says we can be at 280 knots, but it says we can be between 10,000 or flight level 250. So it looks like we're going to end up being about 23, 22,000. So that's perfect. This arrival looks like it's quite a long, meandering arrival. So it's going to just be a nice shallow descent, I think. Now it's going to say descent path unachievable here, which is interesting. Sometimes you'll get messages saying drag required. So we're not going to worry about that because it's a very long arrival, and it has plenty of time to get down. Also, I think we're going to get vectored by Pro ATC anyway. So but it's really awesome in these kind of aircraft that you get the realism. I mean, FSFO will operate anti-ice, it will operate the wipers. It's just the small things like you know, the even the higher the lower temps in the winter. Real time. Even the lower temps will affect the aircraft in terms of the engine the engine's idling point. I think they'll idle a little bit higher.
Approach control.
There we go. CDU messages was cleared, so now it's managed to catch up, I guess, on its descent path.
Maintain present altitude.
Maintain present altitude 6285.
EXS5XC, clear to be VUL Papa 2 Kilo arrival route. Golf Oscar, descent to flight level 110.
Right, so
Zulu approach, runway 13.
where's my altitude bar? There we go. Let's bug that.
CDU message displayed.
6285.
CDU message
Maintain
displayed.
present
CDU message displayed. Tie
Maintain
up 10 degrees.
present altitude 6285.
S. 20,000 feet. Distance to destination 68/00953.
Definitely start to hit the engines a bit more.
Minus 1,398 feet per minute. 285 knots indicated.
Yeah, we really are descending in a quite shallow. Well, this is negative 1300.
XC, reduce speed to 250 knots.
5XC, decrease speed to 250.
19,000 feet.
Slowing down to 250.
Alright, they want us down to 250, so speed intervene.
Speed box visible.
And
Odds 27. Pro AT talking flight FS 041 column active sky speed box 01 column 4.
there we go, speed box. So we'll put 250.
6285, climb to flight level 250.
It's actually part of our arrival, I think.
285.
We need
Marshal,
to reduce to
fair brother.
250 soon anyway.
I'm just glad I'll be in peak physical condition for the drum recording.
And you'll
Last
see
time I didn't feel right because of the COVID jab, but it was either then or nothing.
the yeah, that makes sense, Marshall. The nose has come all the way up to help us slow down. Like negative 300, 400 feet per minute. So we're going to get a little bit high on profile, so I'm just going to put out the speed brakes.
Brake arm.
Now I wish I could put out just a little bit of speed brake, but unfortunately I don't have a throttle axis to assign. I only have one axis, throttle axis, and that's assigned to the throttle. So yeah, but you'll see now the speed brake's out, the nose is pitching down, so that's VNAV in action there. The link obviously between pitch and speed that should be there in tramp, but isn't.
250 knots indicated. Slash.
There we go, we'll stow the speed brake, we're now back at 250.
Next waypoint, undergo, distance, 13 nautical miles, bearing, 189 degrees 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
So next waypoint's Amigo, which is our transition.
$254 knots indicated, minus 797 feet per minute, 17,000 feet. Speed box row 1 column 2, altitude box row AC TRT edit reloading. AC 190 degrees 0.8 nm, 1, 010, 250/13,450. 16,904 feet ASL.
Okay, so we're supposed to be at 13,400 at this waypoint. We're just at 16.8 or something like that. That's just because we had to reduce our speed early. I might keep the speed brakes out just a little bit because it'll help it continue a more rapid descent. There you go, look, negative 2,000 FPM, 2,300, so yeah.
feet. 25 XC, UALS 15 transition window.
Cleared. ILS Zulu approach, runway 13, transition. OMA Golf Oscar.
Spain, 1.8 nautical miles,
ILS
50 degrees.
Zulu approach, runway 13. Transition OMI Golf Oscar EXS5XC.
Minus 2,470 feet per minute. AC edit reload. 189 degrees 6.8 nm, 1, 250/6000 day.
Okay, so we will
13,000 feet.
continue descent course.
25 XC, descent 6,500 feet, up to 1,014.
Descent of 6,500.
I'm just going to clear this to 6,000. I don't know why it's giving 6,500. All the waypoints have 6,000. So.
Marshall Fairbrother. We were quite close to East Midlands Airport earlier as well.
But yeah, so we have quite a few waypoints here that are 6,000 or above, so it's keeping us a little bit high, I think, on purpose. We could probably
Marshall
stow the
Fairbrother.
speed brakes.
Jesus, he cleared you early. Is he on crack?
Yeah, it's just what Pro ATC does, Marshall. He's not actually clearing us to intercept it, he's just cleared us for the, he's just confirming what the approach is going to be. It's very verbose on that. You heard it clear us for the arrival twice already. I think the center controller cleared us for it at the start of the arrival, and then the approach controller cleared us for it again when we went over to him. So, yeah. We'll keep this descent coming. I'd rather be lower than higher, so I'm going to keep the speed brakes out. Certainly the Pmdg you don't want to get high, because well, you don't want to get high when you're flying it because you won't know what you're doing, lol. But you also don't want to get high on profile because the 7.3 is notoriously a slippery aircraft on speed.
Donations are not necessary, but if you would like to support the stream in any way, visit https://www.paypal.me/vipalogs.
So I really just want to level out at 6,000, maybe for a couple miles, get it slowed back to like 220, something like that, and then continue on. We might even slow it up a bit more. Start slowing us up here. Let's go 230 knots now. Only reason we're slowing up is because these aircraft, unlike the freeware,
Center isn't technically allowed to clear you for an approach.
Yeah,
just
true.
give you what approach you'll be on.
Yeah.
Approach has to clear you to actually fly that approach, which they might not if you need to get into a holding pattern or something.
Yeah, I mean, normally you just check in with approach and be like, you know, we're descending by this arrival, and they'd be like, yeah, that's fine, you know, here's your approach, and clear you at the right time, but
looks like I'm going to land with 1,000 kilograms of fuel, got 450 packs and 8 tons of cargo.
But yeah, this thing just clears you like 3 times, and the center's part of clearing you, which is very strange. I mean, clear me for the arrival, sure, but you don't need to mention the approach if you're a center. Right, so yeah, I'm slowing it up. The reason being, like I say, because these aircraft are... So we need to intercept the localizer first at 5,000 feet, and these aircraft do take... you know, you've got to be careful on your speed. Like 200 probably is the max when you're intercepting. If you intercept like you would freeware, you know, freeware, you can come in a little bit fast and you're fine. But these, you know, you want to get a nice intercept, otherwise you'll be swinging all over the place on the localizer. So we're going to level, we're going to stow the speed right now, because we can really start just being, you know, we can start bringing that nose up. There you go, look, it is negative 1,000 FPM, because these are all 5,000 or above.
Marshall Fairbrother,
And
going to close out
glide
since I'll
slope's
need to
already
go
been
back to the
tuned.
sim window. If I don't come back on the stream, we'll see you afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine, Marshall. Yeah. It's already been tuned by the first officer. There we go. Keep that descent nice and shallow. We got ages.
Transition altitude.
Alright, through transition, altimeter is set. I'm going to start slowing us up even more. Let's go like 210 knots now. One thing we don't have access to is the speed tape as of yet. It's difficult for TFM to access that, and I wish we did, because we're kind of still guessing on flaps.
AC 148 degrees 1.8 n. 1 312 240/5000 day. Next 150 degrees 2.8 n. 2 CF 235/5000. 101 100. Pause. Sound off. Unpause. Sound off. AC TRT 5500. Lockheed Martin registered prepper registered before runway 12. Lockheed Martin registered prepper registered before runway 12. Lockheed Martin registered prepper registered before. Slash.
Give it a little bit of speed brake.
Approach speed. Tower.
I'm going to take
brake arm.
flap 1 now.
113 knots indicated.
There we go.
Slash. Spoilers retracted. 5,411 feet ASL. Minus 270
Flaps
feet
1.
400. AC. Line.
Oops.
AC edit multi-line line.
Oh, that's an interesting book.
Lockheed Martin registered prepper. Lockheed Martin registered prepper registered before. Flaps 1. AC TRT.
Oh, stop
AC 130
responding.
degrees 1. CF 13 200. Lockheed Martin.
Right, we can arm approach
Approach hold on.
mode.
LNAV off.
LNAV off, so we have the loc,
Glide slope is allowed. NAV1
and we're just leveling out.
5,426 feet ASL.
Oh no, we're not.
Minus 69 feet per
NAV1
minute.
has glide slope.
Oh yeah, we are. Okay.
69%.
We're descending to 5,000.
11% left.
As you can see, down 60%, so it's
12% left.
very slowly coming in.
AC speed box row 1 column 3. Speed edit 210.
11%
Next
left.
And its VNAV's going to continue to descend to
10 left.
5,000 slowly.
9% left.
We'll go slow it to 190 knots here.
Lockheed Martin registered.
Down 61%. 7% left. Down 59%. 6% left.
Flap 2, although I don't
Flaps 2.
think the 800s have flap 2.
Flaps 2.
Down 50%.
Maybe they do. Maybe they have the slider for it. I thought they
Down
tend to
59%.
go, at least
40% left.
SOPs, they tend to go flap 1, 5,
5%.
15,
left.
30.
Down 40%. 3%
We
left.
skip like 2 and 10, but
Down 36%. 2%
there
left.
we go. So here we are. We're leveling out at 5,000
71%.
feet.
4,999 feet ASL.
Down 27%.
Minus 108 feet per
Approach
minute.
hold on.
Speed
VNAV
off.
off.
And now we're going to continue descent because that approach hold off is actually the light going off, and that just means that we've got the glide slope.
Lockheed Martin registered prepper. Minus 472 feet per minute.
So now we're descending via the glide. Speed can go 180. Go flap 5.
Flaps 5.
I don't know if ATC told us to do anything. No, they're going to send us over to tower. They didn't even bother vectoring us, so be it.
4,662 feet ASL. 3,185 feet AGL. Speed box. Speed 1.
Speed can go 160 now, because AGL is certainly interesting on here. And we'll go flap 15.
Next waypoint. 13. Distance.
A little bit fast, so
Flaps
3,304 feet AGL. 3,487 feet AGL.
Flaps 50.
Master Jake 00.
Flaps 15.
It said
Gear
contact
down.
Landing gear
tower,
down.
but it didn't do it automatically.
oh okay, yeah, don't worry, we'll do it in a minute then.
Minus 1,273 feet per minute. Taxi on.
Still descending with the glide.
3,630 feet AGL. FS real time. Please register.
It's coming through. Okay,
4,000 feet.
AGL was coming up, but it's just a bit hilly or terrain or something around here.
189 knots indicated.
We could do with slowing down anyway, so we'll leave it flap 15 gear down, slow to 160 for now, and then we'll go final approach speed and 148 wasn't it, and flap 30 at about 2,000 or something like that. In the meantime,
No smoking sign off.
landing checklist.
Landing checklist.
No smoking sign on.
Make sure that our
Engine start switches.
there you go.
Continuous. Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flaps are not set yet.
Tower.
Speed brake arm.
Climb XC. On final.
Speed
runway
brakes are
1.
okay. And he's just going to contact
down
them
slow.
apparently.
Final approach speed. QNH1014. Clear to land. Runway
1,660 feet. Speed box. Speed edit 111.
And right here we go. So 148, which is passing.
Runway 13.
Oh, does it just bring the gear up? Go flap 30. Oh no, the gear is
Flaps
down.
25.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. Kind of sounded like it was coming up.
Flaps 30.
Flat 30. 148 knots.
Perfect. And we'll go
No smoking sign off.
Command B. Command B.
No smoking sign on.
Oh, come on.
Lockheed. No smoking sign off.
Command B.
Command B on.
There we go.
No smoking sign on.
So you need the 2 autopilots, of course, to be armed for your auto land in the 7.3. That's not required for the 7.4, but it is in the 7.3 as a backup.
1,868 feet AGL.
Here we go. Still at 1800. I guess it is pretty there's terrain around here.
151 knots indicated.
We're just approaching, yeah. So pretty much back at final approach speed now. Flaps are 30.
Gear down.
Gear is down. I'm not too sure what FSFO. So FSFO will automatically, for co-pilot will tries to put gear down for you at 2,000, but at this case it was already down. I'd already put it down manually a little bit early, so I don't really know what he was trying to do, but so be it, I guess. Right, so we're clear to land. Everything looks set. Landing checklist is now completed. And
Minus 912 feet per minute.
yep, so the glide has it. We can pretty much just leave it from here until touchdown.
1,491 feet AGL. 148 knots indicated.
Yep, good.
Feet.
A bit late there, TFM. AGL and ASL difference, I think. TFM reads from the ASL. There's no 500 call out, and by default you can get it to go 500, but by default it gives you a standard airline SOP where you have 1,100, 50, 30, 20, 10. So there's minimums, continue, 100 checks.
50, 30, 20, 10.
On ground.
Touchdown, reverse is activated.
134 knots.
Go runway guidance on.
131 knots.
Bring that nose down gently. There goes the nose.
105 knots.
100 knot.
Check.
92 knots.
80 knot.
Contact from
60 knot.
Decimal.
75.
Bit to the right.
1.75 XS
44 knots.
And
Reverse
reverse is
idle,
out.
manual
Should
braking.
have done that a bit earlier, my bad. Manual braking. There we go.
CDU message cleared. CDU
Oh
message
shush, runway
Final about 10
guidance.
degrees.
Yes, 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 yes. Very nice. There we go. It's going through its floats, whacking on the APU now, landing and everything going off, landing lights. And runway guidance, you can shush. Right, we will reposition to the gate and get ground power on in a second and get the doors open. Let's just... There we go, flaps coming up. Let's just give the minute for the APU to start. There go the flaps mechanism. Probably hear the APU spooling in a second. There it comes. And there we go, APU is on. Obviously you do that while taxiing, but we just stopped here on the runway.
Flat 0.
Right, so we will go LEMG, which is where we were at. What was that anyway? Negative 162. Nice, nice work there from the auto land. And of course P3D is going to bug out and think we're still at Manchester. No, LEMG. That's what active runway, there we go. Any medium gates here? No, okay, yeah, here we go. Gate G19. Or 9, it was stem 19 or whatever, we'll just go to this. Come on, P3D.
Lockheed Martin registered prepper registered before. Spoilers retracted.
There you go.
29.94 inches dot. Pause. Sound off. Sub window. Lockheed Martin registered prepper registered before. Unpause. Sound on. Altimeter. 1014. 29.93 inches dot.
Right, parking brake is set. Engines 1 and 2 are dead. Bye bye. And it's going to switch over to the APU. Get rid of that warning. Yep, that's why you heard power just go off and on for a sec, because it's switched over. Navigation off, beacon off, seatbelt's gone off. There go the fuel pumps. Beautiful, you can hear the APU now on the outside. We're just running on APU
Left
power.
pack off, right pack off.
Packs are gone. What I'm going to do here is just launch up the TFM panels.
Speedbox row 1 RTE level 1 2 box row 1 column package start ATC 4 loads column FS 0 time. I'm not like monitor ATC slash F 270 1 lucky mark speedbox row 1 column 2 RTE level 2 box row 1 column 4
Here we go. I'm going to go to menu. I'm going to go
2 3 DF 4 5
FS actions.
3 West Stores maintenance trader.
I'm going to
Round 2 West Field
go.
operations trader. Round 3 West Stores
First
maintenance
thing is doors.
3 West Stores 3 West Stores maintenance trader. Menu FS edit read only multi 3 West Stores maintenance trader.
Oh,
Refresh button plus R.
is the sim doing a save? Yeah, there we go.
West L 1 West open door later.
We will get our doors opening.
2 open L over 3 West open door later.
Open our overwings.
4 West extend. Doors 2 slash
Or whatever.
3 West open
Cargo.
West open door.
And obviously our
Cargo 2 West open door. Cargo left 1 cargo FWV.
cargo aft, cargo forward.
3 West open. 3 West
I
open.
guess we can open the equipment hatch.
4.
We can go GSX, request deboarding. Hello?
Right R. Right bracket. 148 knots. Number S activate ground services 1 request 1 2 request 1.
Yeah, request deboarding.
GS activate ground services 1 request 1 2 1 flight plan information 1 activate waypoint 13.
Oh. Is it
0
Pro ADC's menu that's getting in the way? I think so.
GS activate ground 1
Request flight level 410 EX
Those 2 slash speedbox row altitude box active Skype 4 mode FS real time talking flight monitor pro ATC slash X
Yeah, like we requested 410. Just get out of here, Pro ADC.
GS activate 1 number operator page 19
There we go.
Area 2 international airlines
I don't know, international airlines group, whatever.
Number GSX handled by international airlines group.
We're gonna go. I'll leave it on that view for now. We're gonna go.
4 set operator 5 FS actions trader.
We're gonna go FS actions
3
again.
Round 2 West Field operations trader.
Services. We're gonna request the ground power. We're gonna request the wheel chocks to be set. Wait for it to tell me ground power available, and then we can. There we go.
Lucky Martin registered preparation airplanes 27 talking flight monitor FS real time 4 mode package Skype 3 altitude box row 1 column 4 speedbox Lucky Martin airplane service 270 airplane service 1 /4 Pmdg set 270
Where's the panels?
Airplane service 1 /270 730 talking flight monitor FS real time talking 737 cockpit mode column 6.
Oh, hello. There's a plane right near us.
Extended level 1 flight controls 1
Taxiing by us. See ya.
Electrical
Electrical.
power group cabin checkbox checked. Passenger seat power checkbox checked. Ground power grouping 1 button.
Ground power can go.
Odds 270 1 odds 700 odds airplane service 1 Lucky Martin registered Lucky S 737 cockpit mode ground power grouping off 1 button. Space press.
Ground power can go on. Buses. So I'm going to switch over. APU generator 1 off. 2 off. And we'll go. Shut down the APU. So that we're now on ground power. I'll leave it on the outside there so you can see the APU shut itself down in a second once it's spools. There we go. There goes the passenger bus. Not bad at all. Very enjoyable flight. Oh, a lot of traffic around here now.
GSX unloading progress 67%. GSX unloading progress 67%.
So, yeah.
GSX 1/131
So the Pmdg flight completed. I will rename that because yeah. I will rename the video
GSX unloading progress 100%.
on the YouTube because I know it's titled wrong.
Master Jake 00.
There goes our APU.
It's really awesome that the APU is actually audible in this plane.
Oh yeah, for sure.
GSX unloading complete. GSX 5/131 passengers departed. GSX 6/131 passengers departed. GSX 7/100 S.
Falling down.
GSX 8/130. GSX 9/131 passengers. GSX 10/131 passengers departed. GSX 11/131 passengers departed. Already S.
Put it in there.
GSX 12/131 passengers departed. GSX 13/131 passengers departed. GSX 14/131 passengers departed. GSX 15/131 passengers departed. GSX 16/131 passengers departed. GSX 18/131 passengers departed. SP3DD4 new updated. Decoded textual weather for LEMG wine. Variable at 8 knots. Variable wind direction from 110 to 170 visibility. 10 plus SM.
Oh, when was variable? Okay, anyway, that was really great.
GSX
Really
20/131
great
passengers boarded.
approach and
S, GSX
landing.
21/S,
Yeah, it's all quiet now. You can
SS.
just about
GSX 22/1.
Master Jake
make out
00.
some of these other
GSX
aircraft.
25/131
I think I
passengers boarded.
prefer the
GSX
default
26/131 passengers boarded.
PMDG sounds to the immersive
GSX
audible
27/131
ones.
passengers boarded. Speech mode off.
The TSS ones
Yeah,
are also good.
yeah, true. I think the PMDG's ones are a bit more well-rounded. They the engines, especially kind of the pitch on the final approach in these, are a little bit kind of synthetic, a little bit, I don't know, overdone maybe. But in the PMDG, they're a little bit more realistic. I like this for this having a bit more bass on departure, but I guess from the cockpit you wouldn't really hear a lot of that. So I don't know. They're not bad either of them. I think PMDG is better. Certainly the 7.4 and triple are awesome, absolutely awesome, and I wouldn't change those sounds. Yeah, I think you can just hear the fuel pumps. No, actually, sorry, that's another aircraft. I think. Just the ground vehicles. So anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for today. Another great PMDG flight. I think next video we will probably showcase the 777. Because yeah, we have the BVI virtual event on the weekend probably. So if I decide to stream that, then we'll probably showcase a heavy. So yeah,
Master
I hope
Jake
you all
00.
enjoyed.
Who I'll hopefully be here.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think you'd like the triple. I used to do a lot of triple flying for APL and FedEx and stuff, didn't you? Cargo, the 777 freighter. You'd like that. Yeah, hell yeah, that thing climbs like a bat out of hell. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna call it here. I'll rename the video on YouTube so it's titled correctly. This will archive on YouTube and Twitch, of course. You know how to contact me, usual places. We'll be around either the weekend or next week maybe. As I say, if 2020 turns out to be FS 2020 turns out to have any good narration, which we're not sure, things can be a bit sketchy, but if it turns out to be alright, we might do a little GA flight in it later this week or something like that, just to showcase it. But if not, then maybe we'll stream the triple. Because that's a great plane too. So
Speech mode beeps. Speech mode. Odds 27. Odds 27.
where is my thing?
Desktop window.
Yep, that's gonna do it. It's been
GSX 77/131 passengers boarded.
great stream, all of you in chat, and
System
we
Odds 27. Lucky Martin registered. Odds 27. System collapse.
definitely kept
No
ourselves
window.
busy,
Status box window.
saying it was a bit of a longer
GSX
flight
81 slash.
across Europe. A beautiful landing. So
Window. See transitions controls window. Stop streaming. Start recording. Checkbox. Stop stream.
we'll catch you in the next
Object
one.
review. Stop streaming.
And yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching another one of these great
GSX 82 slash
aircraft
131.
that we're now able to operate. See you next time. Just as an
GSX 83
aircraft
slash 100.
takes off or lands, don't know what it's doing. Taking off, I think.
GSX 84 slash 131. GSX 85 slash 131 passengers boarded. GSX 86 slash 131 passengers boarded.